into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Very good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. My name is Graham Richards. You are live with Expresso on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for choosing to tune in today. You're going to get your Just Rewards. We're going to have an awesome and a jam-packed show today. We really are going to pack it in, have a lot of fun and inspire you along the way. So for our live act this morning, we're going to introduce you to an incredible ensemble called Opera Angels. They're going to be raising the roof for you this morning. 3 performances coming your way. Luisa Madinga is going to introduce his latest new comedy to get a real belly ache laugh going. It's called Problem Child, and he is a problem child this morning, and that should be a lot of fun as well. We are also going to be doing something quite special for the show, something that we haven't done in a long time. Our hashtag 1,000,000+1 campaign goes live today. We're going to be packing meals live on the show. Just a way of saying thank you to some of the amazing young learners who helped us get to the 200,000 marks. Only another 800,000 to go. But I was so impressed by how many young people especially embrace the opportunity to do something amazing for someone else. So we'll chat to some of the partners, the team behind it from Rise Against Hunger as well. So we will be inspired this morning to do something in the service of others, and that's what it's all about. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some great times in the kitchen as well, great performances and some inspiration. Could you ask for anything more? Well, maybe I could ask to reconnect with some of my old mates. Good morning, team.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Come on. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going our way. Morning, Sis Princess.
Morning, Nana.
How you put it here, Mtaswam? Put it right here. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good, very good, thank you.
Yes.
Ready for my first cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to ask for it. You were on standby, just how I like it. My 100% Arabica beans.
Yes.
Get in there from McCafe. Thanks for this. It's a cappuccino, that's how I take it. 1 teaspoon of sugar every single morning and I'm good to go. I'm like on the fast lane.
Yes.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Have you had your cup
You
of
look
coffee?
beautiful, yeah.
Well, that is not a lie. Thank you. Thanks for that. How are you? Have you had your cup of coffee?
Yes.
Oh, what did you have?
Flat white.
Oh, yes, you're a flat white type
Flat
of
white.
girl. Oh, man, thanks so much for this. You know what, I cannot get through the day or get into the day without this, but now that you've got me sorted, we're good to go. Jamie Lee, good morning, auntie.
Good morning, Uncle. I have FOMO. Please bring me a cup of coffee. I never had a cup of coffee yet, so I know you two are like in the same WhatsApp group and you guys love each other, but like share the love with us this morning. But of course, for you at home, let's take a first look at your temperatures in the major parts of the country today and see how it affects what you are wearing. Now, if you find yourself in Johannesburg, the rain continues with a thunderstorm in spots early in the day and clears up in the evening. Now, times of clouds and sun are expected throughout the day. Now, moving on over to Durban, clear skies are expected with no rain and plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are pleasant as well, ranging between 20 to 37 degrees. It's going to be hot, but be prepared for humid conditions as well. And then in the friendly city today, the cloudy conditions are gone and the sun is out. Nice warm temperatures are expected with plenty of sunshine and mainly clear skies in the evening. So enjoy a warm sunset at 19:26 p.m. this evening. Now, the mother city seems to be heating up today. Sunny conditions are expected with warm temps that range between 18 to 23 degrees. Now, a light southwesterly wind picks up towards the afternoon with cloud cover slightly increasing. So it is a beautiful day for you to choose to wake up on your feel-good breakfast show. Hello, Felicity.
Hello, how are you?
Morning. Did you bring me a cup of coffee?
I did order you a cup of coffee, so Princess is on it.
It's coming, okay.
Princess is on it. How you doing? You look
I'm good.
amazing. Look at
Thank you. I feel like a cheetah.
Oh, yes, you are giving me Africa Safari Extravaganza.
Living
Who
for
did?
it. I
Look at
love
that. This is really nice.
Can I actually just show it off? I know it's all
Yes,
about you and
please.
what you're choosing today, but today I
okay.
just chose something very simple.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little knee-length dress paired with a beautiful black stiletto. And then look at this arms are just so gorgeous because you can play around with it. So it gives it a bit of a swaggy feel.
You know, I love
nice
that you say
and cotton.
simple, but you look so sophisticated.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
such
you,
a beautiful
boo-boo.
dress. You look amazing. Well, you know, my look is not complete.
Okay,
There is
I was just
absolutely
gonna say-
no ways. There's no ways I'm getting into the day in just a basic t-shirt like this. I mean, even though it's good and the cotton is wonderful, but it is a Tuesday today, which means it's Tuesday. I love showing up looking clean, you know, sort of preened and good. But with the wide variety of tops and tees that are available right now at Woolworths, it can be a little bit difficult to choose the correct one to wear. That's exactly why on this day, I need everyone at home and you, if you go on Facebook, to help me choose what to wear. So I've got two options, right? So we put them over here. So, ooh, do you see? Exactly. Do you see why it's difficult to make the decision? So the first option is this Supima cotton golfer from Studio W. These are amazing. I mean, I've raved about them all of last year. They've got them in various colors. I'm obsessed with all of them because they breathe really nicely and they're perfect for the summer. I love this olive color. Of course, it is also renowned for its smoothness. It's got an added stretch for the ultimate fit and comfort, but it's also perfect to, as a top to sort of fine-tune your capsule of casual wear. So if you're wearing, like, if you're the type of person who finds themselves wearing a lot of jeans, for example, this is perfect for that. My option two, okay, which is, again, for me, shirts are my thing. I'm almost always wearing a shirt. It's a classic, very simple cotton shirt from Studio W as well. It's a do-it-all style staple that can be worn on its own, or you can wear it as part of a layered formal wear look. So you can do it with a suit, or you can do it with a pair of jeans. You can tone it down by, let's say, rolling up the sleeves, for example, which I could do. It would give it a bit of a casual look. It makes it more relaxed and casual. It's perfect for the office. You can wear it to lunch. You can wear it during the nighttime. It really works throughout the day. But it's also got a really nice, perfect finish and a nice, perfect look. So let us know if you prefer the olive golfer, which is this one over here, classic but simple cotton shirt, which is over here. What you need to do though is go into our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, vote for your favorite item. Personally, I like this one, but I do like this one too, so it's tricky.
Like we would all just
we'd
be
match,
matching,
yeah.
matching.
And then with this as well, that
one.
simplicity but sophistication would come through. But do let us know, and then of course, I will don the shirt or the top that you have chosen for us.
Absolutely.
Or for me. Hey, Bernice! How are you?
Thank you. You look gorgeous. Are we finishing up makeup?
Yes.
I like this lip color that you're doing.
Thank you.
I see it's all we're going with trending bold lips today. Is that what we're feeling
Yes,
today?
it's actually Woolies as well, liquid lipstick. So
nice.
yeah, I've got a
What do you
very
say?
plain outfit on for today. Just finishing it off with a lip color.
Well, you know what? I've got two tops over there. If you feel like you're looking a little bit plain this morning, they're going to choose one for me to wear. Whichever one they don't choose, you can wear. How's that?
You like taking the thermals, like
Yeah. Who doesn't like to wear their favorite man's shirt in the morning on a Tuesday?
Well, I
Ebony?
haven't tried it.
Okay, so let's get into the makeup. So what are you doing for Jamie?
So today it's fairly clean and simple. She's got a very bold and busy outfit on. So this is actually Anel's work today. But we actually just kept the eyes nice and clean, lashes with a liner. But if you wanna just add a little bit of something, you can actually just, there's no rules when it comes to makeup. I think always if you wanna, well, there are certain rules, but it's
we break the
open
rules.
to
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
But if you wanna just make it a little bit more dramatic,
Yeah.
you can always add to your look, which is actually quite nice. So we've got the red lip, which actually complements her outfit.
Yeah.
And then we just obviously using the Sir John palette again.
Yeah. And when it comes to the colors for the sort of, does it have to
like-
match the dress?
Not necessarily. I mean, it is, okay, yes, it's busy, but it's got very neutral tones to it. So it's white and
yes.
brown.
Yeah.
So you can play around with it.
Yeah.
The red actually works really nice with it, but we actually, if you close your eyes, there's lots of browns and gold tones in there. But I'm just darkening it a little bit.
Oh, giving it a nice dark
Yes.
effect.
We
And
want
that's the
brown
beauty of it, is
in the
that you can tone it up or you can tone it down. This palette
Yes.
does come with a whole range and variety of colors. So if you did start off with one color in the morning and you wanted to just switch it up a little bit later on in the day, you could add a little bit something something. I know ladies who go for lunch and come back with a different face altogether.
Yes, that's what you actually can do. So if you wanna, like for today, it's a morning show. Like if you just look into the camera, you can see the difference already. That's more neutral, where this is more dramatic. So you can always add to it and create a more evening or a more dramatic look.
I love it. Okay.
Love it.
All right. Well, shop these makeup looks online, in store, or on the Woolies app. This is Sir John Volume 2, and it's a variety of colors available in that palette that are going to help you express yourself in the most magnificent way. G-Man, what's happening over there?
We're going to connect with you guys on our social media platforms this morning, and hopefully you have got your 4 chosen photos for the Dolly Parton Challenge. Have you done it already? We'd love to see yourself reinvented 4 times over, of course, for 4 different social media platforms. I had to come to grips with the social media challenge this morning myself, being away for a couple of days, and of course there's always a new trend taking over. But there you can see Dolly Parton's take at the Dolly Parton Challenge for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Instagram, and for Tinder. Absolutely love it. It is so funny. Some of the people have really gone way out there. Maybe you've got some that'll blow our minds this morning. Have you embraced the Dolly Parton Challenge? Remember, this is a family show and it's a breakfast show, so keep it in that lane, but we'd love to see some of your pictures. So hit us up on our social media platforms. You can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram. I don't know if we're on LinkedIn as yet, but it'll be a lot of fun to see how you are embracing the challenge this morning. Show us your cheeky side today. We'd love to do it, and maybe we'll all get a chance to do it here in studio this morning. But of course you can do it on our social media platforms throughout the day. In fact, you can stay engaged. You can let us know how you're feeling about Opera Angels, our incredible performing artists. They are an operatic duo that this morning are going to blow your mind. They've got an unbelievable repertoire, and they're going to give us just a little bit of a taste of that today. You can also cook along with us. We've got some amazing recipes on the go in the kitchen as we speak, and we'll send you those keywords so you can cook along with us. Then we're going to be doing something really close to my heart, something really special, packing meals live on the show for Rise Against Hunger as part of the hashtag 1,000,000+1 campaign. It gets real and it gets joyous here on the show this morning. So stick around right now. Let's delve into those news headlines.
Thank you very much, Graham. We start off here in South Africa, where the South African Union of Students has called for a national shutdown of all universities after talks with the Department of Higher Education and Training seemingly failed. The union held talks with 21 of the 26 public universities, of which 18 have agreed to join the shutdown. An issue of concern for the union is access to higher education for poor students. Photojournalist Shiraz Mohammed has broken his silence following his return from captivity in Syria. He returned home in December after being kidnapped by ISIS militants and held for 3 years. Mohammed was captured in January 2017 after traveling to document the suffering of Syrians under war. He says he will share his story soon, but has requested time with his family for now. In international news, Africa is the only world region projected to have strong population growth for the rest of the century. The Pew Research Center in Washington says between 2020 and 2100, Africa's population is expected to triple from 1.3 billion to 4.3 billion. In the same period, the global population is expected to grow by some 3.1 billion people. More than half of this increase is projected to come from Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and Angola, with one non-African country, Pakistan. As the sports world mourns the tragic death of one of the greatest basketball stars to ever play in the NBA, Kobe Bryant, Madison Square Garden, otherwise known as the Mecca of basketball, honored the Black Mamba with purple and gold lights and a pre-game ceremony. Time magazine will honor the 41-year-old Los Angeles Lakers legend with a cover that will be on newsstands on Friday. Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gigi, died in a helicopter crash in California on Sunday. And now an item to set you wondering. Is a Bigfoot-like being known to the indigenous forest people as the Otang really living in the Knysna forest? Author Gareth Patterson, also a renowned environmentalist, tells about his startling discovery of a much more mysterious being than the elusive Knysna elephants in his latest book. It's titled Beyond the Secret Elephants of Mystery Elephants and Discovery, a long-awaited sequel to The Secret Elephants published in 2009. online, and during his research into the Otang, he heard many accounts, mostly spontaneous and unprompted, of Otang sightings in the Knysna forest. Astonishingly consistent accounts, both in descriptions of the Otang and in the shocked reactions of those who saw them. Bigfoot in the US, the Yeti in the Himalayas, and now the Otang in the Knysna forest. Who knows? And stepping into the world of entertainment, it's safe to say that the biggest night in music awards, the Grammys, belonged to 18-year-old singer-songwriter Billie Eilish, who low-fee hit single Bad Guy and darkly introspective album When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Won all 6 awards for which they were nominated, and this was on Sunday night. Now, the sweep included the 4 biggest awards up for grabs, making her only the second person ever to accomplish this. We'll be unpacking more on this story a little bit later on in our full 2020s Grammys report. That's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
Thanks so much, T-Man. Let's dive right in with cricket. England registered a pretty comfortable 191-run win over South Africa in the 4th and final test to clinch the series 3-1 at the Wanderers in Johannesburg yesterday. Proteas chasing 466 to win. Seemed unlikely on the day, but a 98 from Rassie van der Dussen frustrated the tourists, but they came out victorious with Mark Wood picking up 4 wickets. And staying with cricket, the Proteas women cruised to an 8-wicket win over host New Zealand. That was in the second one-day international to secure the series win, with 1 match left to play at Eden Park in Auckland yesterday. The South African bowlers producing a superb performance on the day. Paisa Marzan Cup claiming 4 wickets in her 8 overs. So the third and final ODI will take place this coming Thursday. Then on to sevens. The Springbok sevens team will hope to make a comeback from a very frustrating 10th place finish at the Hamilton Sevens over the weekend. Team has now been drawn in Pool B alongside Argentina, France and Samoa for the Sydney Sevens taking place this coming weekend. Full stop on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series will keep the recent change in format, where only the top teams in every pool will advance to the semi-finals, with the quarterfinals being scrapped. Then on to tennis. Tennis world number 1 Rafa Nadal. He's advanced to the Australian Open quarterfinals after he beat Nick Kyrgios in a thrilling 4-set encounter, 6-3, 3-6, 7-6, 7-6. The Spanish top seed had not dropped a set until this round of 16 clash against the hometown favourite Kyrgios. Nadal will now face 5th seed Dominic Thiem in the last 8. And then on to the latest from the triathlon circuit. Doesn't get much bigger than this. The South African triathlon star Matt Troutman won his 4th Ironman 70.3 South Africa title. That was at Orient Beach in East London over the weekend, with World Triathlon Series 2-time world champion Flora Duffy of Bermuda winning the women's race. Troutman and Duffy won their respective races after being greeted by a 1.9-kilometer ocean swim, 90.1 kilometer bike race and 21.1 kilometer run. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
So much, G. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. We've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Shishloka Valave sent us this grey skyline from Bush Buckridge, where mainly cloudy conditions with warmer temperatures reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. Now, Ntokozo Makatini sent us this blue skyline from Johannesburg, where cloudy conditions are expected with a thunderstorm in spots this morning, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Please feel free to send more of those beautiful skylines through to our social media this morning. But now let's take a look at the rest of the country. Now, thunderstorms are expected for you, Polokwane, ranging from 16 and a maximum of 26 degrees. If you're out in Umbombela, you're ranging from 17 to 27 degrees. Thunderstorms can also be expected for Pretoria with a low of 16 and a maximum of 28 degrees. Now, a couple of showers for you, Johannesburg, with a low of 14 and a maximum of 28 degrees. Mahikeng, 18:31. Klerksdorp, 15:31. If you're out in Kimberley, you're ranging from 17 and peaking at 34 degrees. If you're out in Bloemfontein, 12:30. High humidity can be expected for Richards Bay, ranging from 20 and peaking at 30 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, 14:29. If you're out in the friendly city of Durban, 19:27 is your temperatures for today. High humidity can be expected for Umtata with a range of 11 and peaking at 29. East London, 17:26. And the lowest temperature in the country country can be found in Cradock with an all-low of 10, peaking at 34 degrees. Now, a southwesterly wind of 18 kilometers can be expected for Port Elizabeth with a low of 17 and a maximum of 24. If you're out in George, 17-24. Sutherland, 11-28. A southwesterly wind of 15 kilometers for the mother city, Cape Town, with a low of 18 and a maximum of 23. Worcester, 13-32. Springbok, 14-34. And the highest temperature, as always, can be found in Uppington with an all-low of 18, peaking at 37. It's going to be a hot day. Make sure you stay hydrated and put lots of sunblock on. But now you're still locked on to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Oh yes, you are still locked onto your Feel Good Breakfast show, and a Feel Good Tupper Day is what we're going to give you. We're going to have together, right? We're going to create
it's going to be
together.
it's going to be inspiring. I'm buzzing. I can't believe I've got the team from Rise Against Hunger here. And so many of these unbelievable, these young people have restored my faith in humanity. They embraced the challenge, helping us pack over 200,000 meals going to gorgeous young children over the course of last year. But we've only got another 800,000 to do this year, so hopefully this will inspire people to
We can do it! We can do it!
We've got Opera Angels coming in. It's going to be amazing, but I can smell something delicious. What is going on in this kitchen?
A croissant.
A croissant.
I'm surprised, Princess, you haven't even come up with a song yet, because you wake up and bake every morning around this time of the morning, that you don't have a song like, I wake up every morning to bake my favorite croissant.
You better have practiced that before. If that just happened, I'm absolutely amazed. Thank you so much. While we tuck into these, you can get yourself, you can recharge your coffee cup. We'll see you in a moment. Okay.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and thank you so much for choosing to wake up with your Feel Good Breakfast team on this Tuesday morning. Now, we want to start off your day correctly and get words of inspiration. Who are we getting inspiration from today?
Ooh, inspiration is all around the studio. I mean, there is such a big buzz. But this morning, we're getting it from Muhammad Ali, the Great, okay? So just in case you're a 2000, born in the 2000s, and you don't know who Muhammad Ali is, I'll school you just now. But a lot of people do know who he is. The former heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. He's an Olympic gold medalist, and the first fighter to gain the heavyweight title 3 times. Now, his professional career spans over 21 years, but he was also a controversial figure during his career. He spoke on issues of race. He spoke on issues of religion and politics very, very passionately. And he once had this to say.
He said, if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it.
Oh, Mama, please read it again for the kids.
If my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it.
I love it. All of us, you know, we have worries and concerns in life, but I think at the end of the day, the worrying doesn't do anything positive for us. It's about taking those worries and learning from them, channeling some positivity into that, and really just keeping it moving. I love that. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Love it. That's
Thank you so much, Muhammad Ali. Hopefully that sets you up for a feel-good Tuesday and you're inspired. And you're going to take those words of inspiration, that quote of the day, and just run with it. Right now, though, it's time for us to check out a little bit of fitness with Cindy Abrams and G-Man.
Yes, indeed. If you want to work out that's going to pack a punch this morning, then boxing might just be for you. Here to help us all get active this morning, Cindy Abrams, our go-to when it comes to fun ways of embracing the fitness challenge as it is at this time of the year. I think it is a bit of a challenge for a lot of us.
It is. Christmas food, all the things that you were doing, all the wrong things, going away on holiday, and now it's time to get back into shape.
Yeah, lean and mean. So you brought your crew here. You're going to be taking us through a little bit of boxing this morning. So I'm going to give you the floor. Pump them tunes. Take it away, sister.
Right, so are you ready? So this morning we're doing Rocky Balboa style. So first we're going to start, one person is going to spar and the other one is going to box. So we're going to start with the right hand, which is number 1. Left hand is number 2. So you're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Where's my music? Let's go, it's Rocky. So come on, guys, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, girls, you can hit harder. Let's do this. So you want to watch your form. You want to work on how you're punching. You want to strike with a hard force. You also want to watch your legs. You want to twist from the core. Dana, twist, twist, twist. Now we're taking it on to the second round. So we're going 1, 2, 1. Double it up. 1, 2, 1. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 1. Go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Good job. How are they looking? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, ladies. Now it's time to knock them out. So we're going with the number 3, which is 3, 3. To the guys that know boxing, you're going to hook now. So you're going to do a right hook, you're going to do a left hook. Don't swing from the back. You don't want to see your opponent coming. So you want to bring it around, close to the body. Let's go. And go. Up. Hook, 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 hook. There we go. Yes, against the pad. Harder. Go, go. Come on, Wendy. Hook, 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 hook. Now take it out to the side. So turn your arms out. And now go. Twist from the core. Now we're going into an uppercut, which is number 4, which is up. So you're going to twist from the hip, twisting in and changing. Twist, twist, twist. Let's go. Up, 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 up. She can lift her arms higher. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Right, ladies, now it's time for the full combination. Then you can say next to me, ready? Full combination. Ladies and gents, full combination. Let's go. Also focus on your breathing. So every time you strike, breathe out. So punches, punches, punches. And that's how it's done.
Well done, gang.
Oh, there is nothing like that to get your blood pumping first thing in the morning. So hopefully you and your partner at home have got in on the act. Just use pillowcases if you don't have your pads. You guys have earned yourself a little bit of a reprieve, so please grab yourself an active drink. 50 nutrients jam-packed. Hand those down the line. I know you weren't that active, but you've earned one as well.
I
you
did.
No, she's giving it to me. Just give it back.
And it's my favorite, the strawberry.
I love it. I'm going to go with a chocolate flavor. You guys just never forget that you need to put back in what you take out. So don't throw in the towel. Getting active and staying fit is a lot easier and more fun than you think. It just takes the actual doing of it. So go ahead, shake things up just a little bit this summer with our Clover Active Drink. You've got to shake it. You've got to activate all of those nutrients. And they've got some amazing flavors here. I think strawberry is also my favorite, but I'm going to try the chocolate this morning. But as I said, 50 nutrients, high in energy, source of protein, 18 amino acids, and a source of calcium thrown in the mix there as well. Great way to recharge after you've had an active start to your day. So get up and go get active.
Oh yes, definitely get up and go get active. Right now though, it's time for me to have a look at what selections you guys have made in terms of what top I need to be wearing this morning. We've got two really stunning Studio W options. The olive top on here, which is the golfer, which is absolutely fantastic. It's got a great cotton feel to it. It stretches really nicely, as well as a classic. This black shirt is a total classic. You can dress it down or you can really just take it all the way to formal wear. And let's take a look at some of the comments that you've put through on Facebook when making the selection, or helping me make the selection. Here's one from Shireen Abraham saying, "Good morning, Tabiso. Love your style. You always look good." Thank you. Thank you so much, Shireen. I think you must go for the olive golf one. Okay. Love your personality on the show. You are amazing. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Shireen. This is beautiful and such sweet words. Thank you. Very kind words. Thank you. And Josephine Pickstone says, "Black tea." Okay, that's the shirt, the formal shirt. Black tea. It matches with the team colors. Hashtag Expresso Show SABC3. Thank you, Josephine. And then Nancy Govender says, "Definitely the olive to complement that handsome smile." I'm not making these up. These are actual comments that have come through. Nancy, thank you so much. You are too kind. So definitely going for the olive there. And then Daphne says, "Tabiso will look good in the olive golfer." And the people have spoken. The people have spoken. This olive golfer, the Studio W with fantastic stretch fabric, is what I'm going to be wearing this morning. So I'm going to go and change right now. When you do see me next time, I'll be rocking this and I'll be styling.
Now, that is not how you do opera, guys, because we have the real deal right here in studio after the break. Opera Angels here to serenade us and take our Tuesday to a whole new level. So do not go anywhere. Take a moment, fill up on those cups, and we'll see you right back after this.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. It is a Tuesday morning indeed, and we're talking all things opera this morning. Now, this morning, we bring you entertainment from the singers of Opera Angels. Now, before that, we bring you a little history lesson into this unique form of art. Now, did you know the art of opera was born in Florence, Italy, which is a beautiful place. I love it. More than 400 years ago, during the Renaissance, when a small group known as the Florentine Camerata decided to recreate the storytelling of Greek drama through music.
Oh, wow.
Very amazing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, by the Baroque era, which was ranging from 1600 to 1750, opera had already taken Europe by storm, and opera content began to change in the classical period from 1750 to 1830. Now, let's take a look at some of our favorite opera singers.
Okay. Well, look, there's been many, but Luciano Pavarotti is one of the most standout ones of all time. I mean, he was an Italian operatic tenor who also crossed over into popular music, which was fantastic when that happened, because then that gave him a lot of crossover appeal, but eventually becoming one of the most commercially successful and viable tenors of all time. And he did pass away in 2007, but the quality of his tone lives on forever. Let's take a listen. Let's take a listen. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You can see why this man would go on to become one of the best to ever do it in the world.
Yeah.
Ah, Luciano Pavarotti, man.
Now, who can ever forget Andrea Bocelli?
Oh,
He's an
yes.
Italian opera singer. Now, following a football accident, Bocelli was unfortunately diagnosed with traumatic glaucoma, becoming completely blind at the age of 12. Now, he went on with singing amazing stars. One of them was Celine Dion, and she was recorded saying, if God would have a singing voice, he must sound a lot like Andrea Bocelli. So let's take a listen at this.
Il dubbio dentro me e ho smesso di sperare, ma a un tratto tu risvegli nel profondo un fuoco che mi accende. I return to love and
Yeah. Are those not the kind of sounds you want to be hearing as you walk down the aisle when you're getting married and he's standing there singing, performing, serenading
the Italian man.
your audience? Your man is also Italian at that point. Your dreams. Andrea Bocelli, but listen to this one. Placido Domingo, guys. He was a Spanish opera singer, but really one of the most versatile ones that the world has ever seen. His ability to cross over and perform in different languages. I mean, he did songs in Italian and French, German, Spanish, English, and Russian at the most prestigious of the most prestigious opera houses across the world. And his legacy, it definitely is a strong one. And no one forgets Placido Domingo when you mention a list of all greats to have ever done. Let's take a look at this.
Perhaps love is like a window, perhaps an open door. It invites you to come closer, it wants to show you more. And even if you lose yourself and don't know what to do, the memory of love will see you through.
Pure class, pure class, pure quality.
Give us a little teaser.
Oh,
what you
no,
can do,
ma'am.
please.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yes, we can.
I don't know how to sing in opera, but I'd certainly know how to sing in Rebecca Malope, but that's not the theme for today. That is not the theme for today. But maybe you can send us videos. I don't know. There are far more talented people out there that possibly could do this for us. Graham is even better at doing this than I could possibly ever try be. So send us a video of yourself trying to emulate any one of those greats, or just giving us a rendition of your own on Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Or Graham, you can just do it for us now.
Do it.
Ain't gonna happen, man. I was just thinking, I can remember listening to Nessun Dorma before my matric exams, trying to summon some kind of energy to inspire myself. But there is something truly inspiring about opera, especially when you get to embrace it live. And the Opera Angels, an exciting Cape Town-based duo comprising of pianist and soprano Dr. Lisa Engelbrecht and mezzo-soprano Lindsay Thompson, who are taking audiences by storm with their unique arrangements, covering a broad spectrum from opera, obviously, to musical theatre, folk, and even some contemporary song thrown in the mix. And they join us now to tell us a bit more about their most recent collaboration alongside violinist Mark Klutter. Mark is the window dressing this morning. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us, Mark. Great to meet you. Guys, first of all, thanks for the early start this morning. Cannot wait to see you perform. And how did this all begin? I understand that on the Cunard's Queen Victoria was the official start to how this duo first formed. But what made you kind of make it official and say, okay, we're going to take this on the road and form an official collaboration?
Well, I think we got back from the Cunard and I thought we've got to keep this going. So I actually made contact with the Martin Nelson. And in fact, their food and beverage manager had actually worked on the Queen Victoria and had quite a history on the Cunard ships. And he was delighted because they just reopened their newly refurbished Lord Nelson restaurant with a beautiful Kauai Grand and a lovely acoustic. And he said, well, let's launch a classical music series. And we've done, 3 seasons there, and it's been incredibly popular.
And now started branching out as well, going to other places. We were actually just in Plet for the weekend and had 2 lovely, very full shows there. And yeah, we've got the Pool Club obviously coming up, so we're starting the year as we mean to go on, nice and busy.
Was this the goal? Because you've both got obviously quite diverse backgrounds in terms of your training and what you give back to the industry. When you are able to perform in this kind of way and building quite a diverse repertoire, it sounds like you guys really do push the boat out, excuse the pun, in that sense. Was this always the goal to kind of form this kind of performance base, or how does it work in the world of opera?
It's quite interesting because when we were approached to do the Cunard tour, I was initially going to just accompany Lindsay. And then, I've always sung as vocal coach at the opera school at UCT. And I thought, well, I'd love to do a little more performing. So I did a little Skype audition and they said, wonderful, 2 for the price of 1 or 3 for the price of 2. And we started doing our unique sort of harmonic arrangements, and it took off from there.
Yeah, now we just play around. We love all sorts of music, so yeah, we just kind of lock ourselves in a practice room and say what works. And luckily, Mark is wonderful, and he just gets our style of work, and he just says, I can do that. So,
so you do actually have a job to do. You're not just here
occasionally
as the bodyguard.
I do.
What's it like collaborating in this kind of space where you've got the freedom and the free reign to really have fun with it?
Well, it seems to be something that I'm okay with doing. I'm dropped in the middle of something and then I just swim. So it's easy working with them because they know what they're doing. So it's easier to go along with something when it is already sort of underway. So it's easy for me. They do their thing and then I go, I could fit in here, and then I support in where I can. So that's my role at the moment.
I can see there's a very genuine warmth here between the 3 of you, and I would imagine chemistry is a vitally important part of this. Yes, the classical training needs to be in place, but you've got to really embrace and enjoy what you do. Does it help when you are shifting gears within the classical frame? Because classical is quite popular at the moment, but there has to be a little bit of spice, and bringing in the contemporary and bringing in the folk and bringing in the other elements, does that make it more enjoyable for you?
Absolutely. I mean, we've got so much repertoire now, we really are sometimes at quite a loss as to what to choose.
Yeah.
And it's lovely. We put together themed programs. Italian, we did Italian and French. Over the weekend, we include cinema favorites with an operatic twist. And as we say, Mark fits in beautifully.
I'm thinking James Bond, guys. Just go with the James Bond theme. That's the next one. Come on, please do it for me.
We actually talked about that.
I think you've got that down. Just very quickly, obviously, Paul Claver Wine Estate on Saturday, the 15th of February, with the operatic songbook. What can we expect from that?
So we have some, obviously, the classic iconic opera pieces that I'm sure everyone, there's the ones that when they strike up, you're like, yes, I know that piece. So we're obviously going to explore all of them. We've got a few musical favourites as well. We're going to do a few from West Side Story and such. And then again, some of our contemporary kind of arrangements of things. And so a real mix.
And it's obviously lovely. We've got Makudu, who's a fabulous tenor and very well known in Cape Town and throughout the country, singing some love duets and things, sort of just post-Valentine's Day. So things
Just
like
keep
all I ask
that
of
warm, fuzzy feeling going for a
exactly,
little
exactly.
bit longer. Absolutely love it. And of course, the best part about this is that we get you to perform today live for us. So thank you so much.
No pressure after
Deep breath.
Pavarotti.
I really look forward to the James Bond theme. I think the tux is waiting. But Opera Angels, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Cannot wait to enjoy a live performance, and it's coming to your lounge a little bit later this morning, so stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. Heartbreaking news, of course, hit over the weekend. World mourning following the news that NBA legend, and he was an absolute legend, Kobe Bryant, was killed in what sounds like an horrific helicopter crash, along with his 13-year-old daughter and 7 other people on board. And we've been keeping up to date with the developing story, and this morning we are going to be paying tribute to the legend, one of the greatest, I think, basketball players of all time, to be quite honest, pro basketball player and former UCT star player, Sipumle Simba Kwanya now joins us to talk about how Kobe has inspired him, like so many sportsmen, but I think basketball players in particular. He kind of stood alone. So welcome and condolences, I think, to the whole basketball fraternity. What was the first thing, Simba, that went through your mind when? 'Cause what position did you play?
I played point guard and shooting guard, actually, mainly shooting guard, same position as him.
Oh, man. So how did he inspire you?
Well, growing up, you know, we used to watch a lot of his games and his documentaries. He kind of got me through my high school career and some of my varsity career, and just trying to implement the mentality that he brought to the game into basketball on the court and obviously off the court as well.
The whole world this morning is not just basketball players. You see every celebrity, every person in the street. But what is one thing, what is one legacy of Kobe Bryant that you will take from his life?
From his life, I'd say definitely his approach to life in general. That's why his aura transcended past the court. Who he was off the court and who he was on the court. I mean, the Mamba mentality came through because of, you know, 2 different personalities. So on the court, he'd handle business. Off the court, he'd have to handle business as Kobe Bryant.
and he just seemed like the sweetest human being as well. And I think that's what made that Black Mamba seem so much more devastating on court, is because he would, when it turned on, it turned on.
Definitely.
You know, he was a top scorer 2 years, but just an MVP just about every year that he played. Played at the Lakers for his entire career, as I understand.
Yes, he did,
you can imagine the feeling, what that must be like in that space. How did he influence you from a player's perspective? Because when you developed your skill set, what did you take out of his ability on the court, aside from the mentality?
Aside from the mentality, I mean, everyone wanted to shoot like Kobe. I mean, you'd get people that never played basketball in their life. They'll be talking about Kobe and they're taking a free kick. That's on the soccer field. But, you know, everyone wanted to shoot like him. Everyone wanted to play like him and just, like, take over the game in moments that they had to take over, just like he did.
Yeah. And Simba, how do you think the world over, and maybe let's speak specifically to basketball, the basketball fraternity should remember Kobe? What should the space of basketball be doing to carry his legacy?
Definitely never give up. Always have, that drive to do what you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and leave behind a legacy. Leave something for the people coming up behind you.
Yeah.
And just take it to the next level.
When you talk about that legacy, I think the most heartbreaking part of this entire narrative for me is obviously Gianna, his 13-year-old daughter, also tragically killed in the accident as well. And he poured a lot of his energy into helping her develop as a basketball player. But they were on their way, as I understand it, to his academy where he was pouring so much into that legacy and into following on that. How important is it from a sportsman's perspective to have that kind of voice, to have a mentor, to have someone who's played the game influencing you as a young player?
It definitely brings in a whole different perspective because you understand the game only to a certain extent as a young player.
Yes.
And you look up to the others, obviously like your Kobe Bryant, Sanjo, LeBron James.
Yeah.
And you want to leave behind a name just like they left behind their name. And you want to sort of definitely leave a legacy for your own name, but you want to channel it in such a way that they did it.
Yeah.
And you just want to emulate that in your whole life.
And what a man to emulate. Of course, tragically killed along with the rest of the passengers in a helicopter that went down, as we said, en route to actually visit his academy. The Black Mamba will be mourned not just by the basketball playing fraternity, but the world at large. And hopefully you can take an opportunity to be inspired by him as well. So we're going to continue on a sporting trend now and shift gears slightly. In just a few days, of course, the brand new Super Rugby season will be kicking off, and these South African franchises look like genuine contenders for the title. Of course, after the 2019 Rugby World Cup, the Rugby Championship wins, there's a lot to feel positive about. The Stormers recorded a fantastic pre-season win over the Sharks. That was to set the tone for the season ahead, or at least they hope so. Their fantastic performance in that match earned them our pick for the Team of the Week this week. And this is what happened when I had the opportunity to meet up with John Dobson and the team at Newlands. 2019 was obviously a massive year for South African rugby. We won the Rugby Championship, we brought home the Webb Ellis Trophy. But it begs the question, can that translate into Super Rugby success for 2020 after very much a below-par season for most of the South African franchises last year, in particular a Springbok-laden Stormers side? Well, they got their pre-season opener on Superhero Sunday off to a flyer with a narrow victory over the Sharks. Can they carry that momentum into their opener here at Newlands against the Canes? And how are they going to fare under their new head coach, John Dobson? Well, we've come down to Newlands to hopefully answer a couple of those questions. Keeping a watchful eye, team's looking good. John, welcome to the top job. How are you settling in?
Yeah, enjoying it. There's a good energy about the place. It's almost like a perfect storm of various things, like the Springboks winning the World Cup and then coming back here. It's our last year at Newlands. We haven't got a bad draw. We've got 7 of our first 10 games a year, so it seems like it's sort of, hopefully for once, the planets are aligning.
Just looking at the practice session now, you can see the players are pumped, but incredible balance, some exciting, very quick youngsters. You talk about the core of those Springboks, the stalwarts like Dylan Lates. What do you need from those senior players this season?
I think it's cliche, this game management and maturity, because Herschel Gianties and Damon Vlim's got potential to be the next Cregan and Larkham. Sure. But I think that by their own admission, their game management it's not there. It's just not experience. So Dylan and Dylan's got to bring that. That's why Jamie Roberts is here. I know you're probably going to get to that. Yeah. Jamie's here because if a youngster like Rikus Pretorius can be a magnificent centre, but outside Damon Willemse, might get we've got a 92 Test veteran outside, it makes it a little bit different.
As well as the veteran Welsh centre, the team boasts World Cup winners Bongi Mbonambi, Frans Malherbe, Stephen Kitsoff, Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steph du Toit, Herschel Yankees and Damian Willemse.
We've got sort of a leadership group going at the moment with a couple of guys, and we know what's expected. We have to be the ones setting the standards, whether it's on the field or off the field. Our behaviour sets the tone, And we've got a theme we want to live by. Is this campaign is to get Cape Town smiling. And you know, we as the seniors, you know, what Dobbo said to us, you know, the way we train, you know, the way we play, where we act, you know, interact with our fans, and you know, the little kids, or whether it's an old lady coming up to you just to say congratulations or well done in the weekend's game, you know, the way we interact, you know, the young guys are just going to feed off that, and you know, that's how hopefully we'll get people to come to Newland to support us, and how we'll get Cape Town smiling again.
No, the team is feeling absolutely brilliant. I think some of the guys had 11-week pre-season, and with the box coming back, bringing a lot of energy, bringing some experience. I think the team is actually growing day by day and getting better every day, and I think that's one of the key work-ons for us, is just to improve as the weeks go by, and as the tournament goes by, we want to improve every week, and when it gets to the final, we'll be at our best. I think up front, we just need to be consistent. We need consistent performances and play to the best of our ability. I think when we start incorporating the youth with the senior guys, and the guys start gelling and playing together, we're going to see some brilliant things happen on the field, and I think results will turn in our way.
Reports suggest that the Stormers will move from Newlands to the Cape Town Stadium in 2021. But first, they've got a big title to challenge for, and no one's going to make it easy.
How are you feeling about the new stadium?
I think it's going to feel like cheating on your wife. Yeah, I think it's, as I said, the three things. The last year at Newlands, the Springbok thing, and hopefully a draw, we could do something special.
Nothing like opening your accounts with a trial by fire up against the Canes. What are you expecting there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're incredibly nervous, but it's got a funny feeling that something nice is brewing here, you know, and just about close to the players. I mean, they're Springboks, they've come back, you've seen them, they're fully they're energized, they're happy, they want to win Super Rugby, they've got a taste of winning, so look, I'm touch wood, I think there's something brewing here.
The Stormers officially kickstart their Super Rugby campaign for 2020 here at Newlands this coming Saturday, the 1st of February, up against the Hurricanes. It's going to be a titanic clash. And we want you to support all of the South African franchises, but if you can, come and see the Stormers play here at home. In fact, they're playing 9 out of their first 10 matches in South Africa, and you want to see them play at Newlands before they say their final farewell to what is a beautiful and a historic stadium.
Whoa, G-Man, look at you.
It's actually very, very cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, I love Stephen Kitsoff so much. You don't understand. I absolutely adore the dude. And I was like, you world champion. You world champion.
Did you cling on for a while?
I did, man. You can see, I think you were still blushing there when we did the interview. But obviously so cool to see the Springboks back in the mix. But they look fresh, man. You have to hope that there is this feeling from the World Cup and from Rugby Championship and on that top tier. It has to surely filter through, because we didn't have a great Super Rugby season last year from a South African perspective, so hopefully that goes through. But there was one player that stood out that day, Siabelo Sanatla, guys.
Is he one to watch?
Is he one to watch?
Yeah.
There's something about that kid, man.
New
There's
season, new goals for the Stormers as well. Exciting times, eh?
Go and support all of the South African franchises. They need it, they deserve it, and it'll be awesome to see a South African team win Super Rugby.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do it. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
So we are bracing ourselves for an incredible performance, at least if the sound check was anything to go by from the Opera Angels. They are here to perform for you this morning. Just going through the vocal warm-ups has been awe-inspiring. I cannot wait to see them perform live, and they're going to perform for you this morning. But right now, let's get back into our official duties for those news headlines.
Thank you very much, G-Man. In our national news, police yesterday reiterated that members of the public do not need to wait 24 hours to report a missing person. This comes in the wake of Letitia Janssen's murder. The 15-year-old Graceland Education Centre Lena was stabbed and burnt to death in Elsburg on the East Rand last week. Her grandmother said that she was turned away by police and told to return after 24 hours when she reported the child missing on Wednesday. Police have now opened a murder case. The South African Union of Students has called for a national shutdown of all universities. This comes after talks with the Department of Higher Education and Training seemingly failed. The union held talks with 21 of the 26 public universities, of which 18 have agreed to join the shutdown. An issue of concern for the union is access to higher education for poor students. In international headlines, the Director General of the World Health Organization has arrived in Beijing to discuss the outbreak of the deadly new coronavirus with the Chinese government and health experts. The number of people who have died in China has risen to 81, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. At least 44 cases have been confirmed abroad, including in Thailand, the US and Australia. China's National New Year holiday has been extended by 3 days to Sunday in an attempt to contain the spread. Africa is the only world region projected to have strong population growth for the rest of this century. The Pew Research Center in Washington says between 2020 and 2100, Africa's population is expected to triple from 1.3 billion to 4.3 billion. In the same period, the global population is expected to grow by some 3.1 billion people. More than half of this increase is projected to come from Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and Angola, with one non-African country, Pakistan. And now, on a lighter note, South Africa's highways in and around the country's large cities are at times notoriously congested. But as a driver of a vehicle, how far would you go to make life easier for yourself? A driver in the US has been caught trying to disguise a fake skeleton as a passenger so he could use a high occupancy vehicle lane. The Arizona Department of Public Safety said that the 62-year-old was pulled over when an official noticed the skeleton, which was wearing a hat and was tied to the passenger seat with a yellow rope. Now, according to the department, the skeleton man is not the first to have gone to such extreme lengths. Some 7,000 drivers in Arizona are caught violating high occupancy vehicle rules each year. Try bring that to South Africa. Let's see how far you get. Let's take a glimpse at the world of entertainment now, where while Billie Eilish and her brother swept the 6 awards they were nominated for, there was another impressive sweep by the revolutionary and revered artist Lizzo. Now, the multi-talented singer-songwriter, and she took the Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Urban Contemporary Album. She also took the Best Traditional R&B Performance Awards. Now, we'll unpack all of this later on in our full 2020 Grammys report. That's where we leave it for now. Here is Graham with a look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Let's start with cricket this morning. England registering a pretty comfortable, in the end, 191-run win over South Africa. That was in the 4th and final test to clinch the series 3-1 at the Wanderers in Johannesburg yesterday. Proteas were chasing 466 to win a record total if they had achieved it. That seemed unlikely on that final day. 98 from Rassie van der Dussen did frustrate the tourists, but they came out victorious, with Mark Wood picking up 4 wickets as well on the back of a 5-for in the previous innings. Then, staying with cricket, the Proteas women cruised to an 8-wicket win over host New Zealand. That was in the second one-day international to secure the series win with 1 match left to play. That all played out at Eden Park in Auckland yesterday. South African bowlers producing a superb performance on the day, with pacer Marizanne Kapp claiming 4 wickets in 8 overs. The third and final ODI will take place this coming Thursday. Then on to Sevens. The Springboks Sevens team will hope to make a comeback from a frustrating 10th place finish at the Hamilton Sevens over the weekend. Team has been drawn in Pool B alongside Argentina, France and Samoa for the Sydney Sevens. That's taking place this coming weekend. Full stop on the HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series will keep the recent change in format, where only the top teams in every pool will advance to the semi-finals, with the quarterfinals being scrapped entirely. Then on to tennis. Our world #1 ranked Rafa Nadal advanced to the Australian Open quarterfinals after he beat Nick Kyrgios in a thrilling 4-set encounter, 6-3, 3-6, 7-6, 7-6. The Spanish top seed hadn't dropped a set until this round of 16 clash against the hometown favourite Kyrgios. Nadal will now face 5th seed Dominic Thiem in the last 8. And that's where we leave our sporting highlights for now. We'll delve a little deeper in a half hour or so.
Thank you so much, G. Let's take a look what is happening on the roads this morning. If you find yourself in KwaZulu-Natal, Amanzimtoti, there are roadworks on the N2 northbound before the Adams Bridge. The road is obstructed and heavy delays are expected, so please do keep a lookout for this. If you find yourself in Gauteng, Bedford View on the N3 southbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident after the Galulis interchange obstructing the middle lane, so please approach with caution. And then lastly, in the Metro Rail update, there's an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes on all train lines due to signal equipment failure at the Regional Traffic Control Centre. So please be patient while waiting for a train this morning. And that was a look at what's happening on the road this morning. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the weather.
Thank you very much, Jamie Lee. 7 o'clock, just after 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at what's happening in and around the country as far as the weather is concerned. But first, we take a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures we've asked you to send through. Thank you to Nancy Govender for sending us this spectacular sunrise picture from Umkomaas, where partly sunny conditions can be expected today with pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 27 degrees. And another regular, Alan Rutnicki, he sent us this blue skyline. It's from Cape Town, where plenty of sunshine is expected with increasing cloud cover, and that's towards the evening, and a light southwesterly wind is expected, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Such stunning pictures. You can send yours through to us on our Facebook page. It's Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, with the hashtag Expresso Show. And now a look at those temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, your low today is 16, reaching a high of 26. Expect some thunderstorms over there as well. And if you are in Mbombela, 17 minimum with a maximum of 27. Thunderstorms are expected for the capital city. I'm talking about you, Pretoria, 16, that's your low, reaching a high of 28. And a couple of showers for Johannesburg, 14 and 28, with Mahikeng in the northwest, starting off at 18, reaching a maximum of 31 degrees. Klerksdorp, sun and clouds today, 15 and 31, with Kimberley starting off at 17 and peaking at 34 degrees. If you're out in Bloemfontein, times of sun and clouds for you today, 12, reaching a high of 30, and high humidity is expected for Richards Bay, 20, peaking at 30 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, 14, that's where you start off, reaching a high of 29. And South Africa's playground, Durban, at 19, that's your low, reaching a high of 27 degrees. In Mthatha, high humidity today, 11 and 29, your temperatures. And East London, 17 minimum, reaching a max of 26 degrees. The lowest temperatures in the country, that's for Craddock, 10 and a high of 34, with a southwesterly wind going at 18 kilometers per hour. It's expected for the friendly city, Port Elizabeth, 17 and 24. George, your temperatures 17 and 24, with Sutherland starting off at 11 and peaking at 28 maximum. A southwesterly wind for the mother city, it's going at 15 kilometers per hour. That's for Cape Town, 18, reaching a high of 23. You're out in Worcester, sunny times, 13 and 32, with Springbok starting off at 14, reaching a high of 34. And listen to this, the highest temperatures in the country, that's for Uppington, 18, reaching a hot maximum of 37 degrees. Well, that's where we leave it for now. No matter what it's looking like in your part of the country, be sure to make it a feel-good type of Tuesday. Right now, though, time for us to celebrate your birthdays.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Feel it in your bones, it's your birthday. Happy birthday if it is indeed your very special day today. And here's the cool news. You, in fact, share it with some pretty famous faces out there. One in particular, a.k.a. South African rapper extraordinaire, a really cool dude as well. Nobody, he's having an awesome day today. Super mega, baby! You might not know that his actual name is Kenan Jared Forbes. He was born right here in the Mother City in 1988. That makes him 32 years old today. And of course, the apple of his eye, his dad to a beautiful girl, Cairo Wetu Forbes, who of course he shares with, look at that, she's gorgeous. Mom is DJ Zintle. He recently announced that his song titled Free, featuring Ricky Rick and DJ Tira, is sitting at the top of, for 14 weeks. Wow. recently announced as being the #1 record on SA radio. Still pumping out the hits. Its rock clubs in 2019 set to do even more damage, I think, in 2020. And you've got to have the box Beamer. Check it out, Matchbox Beamer.
Yeah,
Drop low.
so cool.
Some Hockenheim mags on it. Beautiful. I like that retro styling there. Of course, he was seen trotting the globe in Korea, South Korea, for some downtime, which he deserves because he's a hard-working man. And yeah, I mean, he would also make a good travel blogger, judging by the pictures that he was posting. He's pretty cool. Look at that. He's got the swag. That could be a part of the Dolly Parton challenge, actually. That could be his Instagram in the Dolly Parton challenge. So, happy birthday, brother. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you find yourself. And if you're a viewer at home, you share some pretty, special space with someone really special.
Yeah, super cool. Let's get on to them. The first one goes out to Miss Zondo. I wish my beautiful mother a happy 48th birthday. I love her with all my heart. Happy birthday, Mom, from Queeneth Zondo. Happy birthday. The next one comes through to Andrea. Happy birthday. May your day and years ahead be showered with lots of love. And this comes from your mom and the clan at home. You know who it is? The clan at home? Yes?
The clan, yo. And then a happy 39th birthday to my husband and king of our castle, Petrus, whom I love dearly. Thank you for being the best hubby and father to our kids. May 2020 bring nothing but perfection for you with no struggles. Enjoy your day, and that's coming from your beautiful wife, Faith, your kids, Chelsea, Bradley, and Megan. Happy birthday, my brother. Then happy birthday to my beautiful princess, Naila. May you have many more healthy, happy, and successful years. Love from your ma, Beda. Happy birthday, Naila, gorgeous girl.
Cute. Next one goes to Domain. A happy 8th birthday to my boy. May God bless you more. I will always
Cute,
love you, my
man.
son. How cute is that shade? Yes, come
Cool, man. No, it's not cute. Okay, he's 8 years old. He's no longer cute. He's cool.
He's cool.
He's
Okay,
cool.
okay.
You're cool, dude.
You give
You're cool,
him the dad voice there. He's cool. The next one goes to I wish my Superman, my husband, and my better half a happy 41st birthday, Sabata. May God grant you many more blessings and protection throughout. I got so much love for you, baby boo.
Happy birthday, my friend. And then finally, happy birthday to this cool G of mine. I so wish that the Lord bless you with your heart's desires. Love from Emma Gitani. Happy birthday, Mara, it looks like. So if you are having a birthday today, hopefully you are taking a bit of downtime just to feel special, to embrace your birthday because you deserve it. And if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday soon, please send us a cool message. You can WhatsApp us a video where you can actually sing, do something cool, get your colleagues, your office workers to do something special. You can send it to 071-640-6551, or you can just email those wishes, birthdays@cordova.tv.
Hooray!
Okay, sweetie, time to blow out your candles.
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Nexa, brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
Now, we've teased you for over an hour about the sensational opera sounds you're about to hear here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and the ladies are on standby to give you all sorts of feel good. It's right off Marriage of Figaro. Lindsay and Liesl are ready to give it to you. Take it away, ladies. When we did say to you that you are in for a treat on this beautiful Tuesday morning, there we go. Dr. Lisa Engelbrecht, and of course you've got Lindsay Thompson giving us the sounds of angels. They are the opera angels. Of course, you can catch them performing on the 15th of Feb, and tickets cost from 220 Rand to 250 Rand at the Paul Kluwer Amphitheatre. But of course, you can get all of that information on their social media at Opera Angels. Why don't you head on over to our Facebook page? Let us know what you thought of that performance, ladies. I mean, that was amazing. Let us know what you thought. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, and of course, they're performing some more a little bit later on.
Together we will fly. Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you.
to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, indeed, right here on SABC3. Now, if you're wondering what's trending out on the streets, we are about to school you. Now, on January the 21st, Dolly Parton, who is 74 years old, can you believe it? Yes, really? She is still trending from this day. Now, she debuted her now successful hashtag Dolly Parton Challenge meme. It is a 4-photo mosaic of potential profile photos for social media sites like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and even Tinder. What are you doing at the age of 74, 72 on Tinder? I mean, yes.
She's a Bernie.
Mama.
So for professional networking site LinkedIn, obviously Dolly wears a very buttoned-up school mom mode. Then for family-friendly Facebook, Dolly wears a Jolly Christmas sweater, very cute. For aesthetics-driven Instagram, black and white Dolly in high-waisted bell-bottoms and a guitar in hand poses for the gram. And then for the dating app Tinder, she's in her Playboy bunny outfit. She actually did pose in that outfit for Playboy back in the day. Get you a woman who can do it all, she famously wrote, and that phrase has become, I think, a very familiar internet proverb as well. Really cool. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun. Take a look at some of the celebrities that have jumped on the bandwagon.
A lot of people came through for this. We'll start off with Celine Dion. She was the first one to come out through. Look at that. I mean, profesh, and then her Tinder. Hello. Okay, we see you. The next one is Jennifer Garner. Okay.
I think the Tinder one is where you can have the most fun.
Absolutely. Especially LinkedIn.
All the roles that she's done. Jimmy Kimmel, who we absolutely love. There's LinkedIn.
That is very LinkedIn. Right for that brother.
Facebook, the family. Yes. Instagram, the fish. And Tinder, the Steve. Then we got Viola Davis. Very cute.
The next one comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ooh.
Arnie. Hey, Arnie was a specimen, eh? Look at that man.
Look at that.
Look at that man. Instagram with the dogs.
The next one comes from Mark Ruffalo. Yes, okay.
He's the Hulk, man. Ruffalo should have had the Hulk somewhere in there. I love that. And then, of course, we had to jump on the bandwagon. We did this really quickly this morning. Oh, look at that. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Tinder. Ooh, I feel like you could have swapped your Facebook and your Insta, and it could have still been as steamy. Your Tinder as well. Are you actually on Tinder?
I'm not on Tinder because, can you see, that is like for church brothers. I'm only showing a little bit of me. It's not too much. It's just like, hey, okay, not too much. Okay, you also came through. You
look at that. That is actually very funny. Well done. Oh, that is so funny.
Your Instagram is ooh, and then of course, the family man. The family man.
That is very cute. Oh, that's very cool. Of course, we asked you guys if you had jumped on the bandwagon as well at home, and you guys came through with some pretty cool comments and pics. Let's take a look at those. Who has connected us with us? Natalie Ray Denton. She sent us these really cool pics. I love it.
I like the first one for LinkedIn. She's like, I got a degree, I got professional, got them things.
I'm a pro. And Corzo and Obo.
Yay.
Ooh. Tinder. Look at that.
Yes, living his best life.
I told you, Tinder is where you're going to have the real fun.
Absolutely. The next one comes through from Tandi Pakati. Oh, yes, Mama, give the people, a squat over there. I love it,
love it.
And then lastly, we have Denver.
Oh, well done, Denver. You get the pick of the day with your red Speedo. Well done, buddy. That's going to take Tinder by storm. Would you swipe left or right on Tinder? Do you swipe left, right?
I don't.
Do you even know?
It's been a
Were
long
you on Tinder
time.
at some point?
I was on Tinder, but now.
I want to find your actual Tinder profile pic. Keep them coming, man. So much fun. You can take part in the Dolly Parton Challenge. Post your pics. Let us know on our social media platforms. We'd love to see them.
Swipe right.
Left.
Oh, this is beautiful. I'm sitting here with Loyiso Madinga. Ladies and gents, in fact, a huge Expresso welcome for Loyiso Madinga. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, there we go. But we're actually just having a good laugh over Jamie Lee swiping right for the Lord.
Right for Jesus. Swipe right for Jesus.
Oh, man, but of course
and
we
his
know...
abs.
Just him and his
abs.
But we know that Loyiso is one of South Africa's fastest rising stand-up comedians. He has definitely firmly cemented himself as a stand-art international act. He's bringing his latest one-man stand-up show to the Artscape Theatre that's here in Cape Town. It's coming this weekend, and he joins us on the Expresso show this morning. So he's sharing some more details on all that he's been up to, but of course his show coming up as well. Loyiso, good morning, man.
Yeah, it is morning.
And it's a good one as well.
Guys, I don't know how you guys wake up this early.
We make it happen.
Do you know every other comic is sleeping right now in this country?
I can imagine, but you guys stay up all the way.
You guys woke me up.
But you're up all the way to the wee hours of the morning when you're done with the shows and you have to hang out with your fans and then you go for the drinks and all of that, you know?
Yeah, I drink water. I'm orange juice on occasion. But yeah, we stay up late and we work late and then you guys wake us up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you all chipper. You guys are all on some kind of drug.
It's the coffee.
What is South Africa? Great morning.
Our drug is the 100% Arabica from McCafe. Keeps us going. But Luiso, dude, I mean, you've enjoyed so much success. Lately being named Trevor Noah South African correspondent, which is huge. It's major. And then you've got, this is for The Daily Show, obviously, and then hosting an awards ceremony for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, recording your half-hour special, Long Way From My Village. It's a lot that's happened over the last couple of years. Did you ever see this coming?
I don't think you see things like specifically like Netflix was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you think of it, it's like, oh, one day maybe in 15 years' time. But when it comes like, you know,
Fast.
2 years later, because we only got Netflix in South Africa 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, it's just insane.
Yeah. And when it did coming for you, did you feel, when it did arrive, I suppose, and it started happening and unfolding, did you feel like you were ready and this was the moment that you'd been
See what happens when you start too early in the morning? The English hasn't kicked in.
Yeah, no, the data runs out quickly. The English data runs out fast. But did you feel like you were prepared for it? Did you feel like the time was right for all of these things?
I think for me it was a challenge. I think it was, could I do it? More than is the time right? I think if the opportunity comes and I was like, could I pull it off? Or is this going to be the most embarrassing thing to happen to my family since that time we didn't hold the chicken down when we killed it and then we lost the chicken?
And after you missed that one, nothing can get more embarrassing.
You just do it, man, because you work hard and then, you know, if somebody thinks that, if somebody like at Netflix says, we want you to get on, you go, they see something, if I don't see it in myself, So I did it.
Yeah,
it was dope. It was really cool.
And what's it been like for you broadening your scope? I mean, you've done such an incredible job with local audiences and now having to tap into the international audience. Has that been a difficult challenge? Has that been a walk in the park for you?
I think South African comedy is really... South African comedians are just really versatile people. Because if you think about it, South Africa is so diverse, you're never just in one place and talking to one kind of people.
Yeah.
Like, your language switches up. Like, if you listen to a stand-up comedian in a club, one moment they're talking in Xhosa, then they switch to English, then they'll hit some Afrikaans.
Depending on where they are,
Yeah, so I think we just adapt very well. And so when we get out into other spaces and look at other people, we're just used to having to change it up and, you know, become different versions of ourselves.
Yeah. So your latest show, Problem Child, you share your journey as a rural boy and obviously moving from that space into where you are today. Do you think that your upbringing and this sort of background has helped make you the type of comedian that you are today and that it's brought the magic and the X factor that you bring across?
Thank you. You threw a lot of adjectives I liked there.
Yeah.
Very nice, thank you. Yeah, I think I like telling stories from my childhood because, one, it's just a lot of people don't know anything about rural life. And it's just always fun for me to tell them just like these fun, weird stories about how it was growing up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, for me, it's just fun to do anything I know for sure. So obviously my growing up is one of those things.
Yeah.
And just watching people. Like, people are just weird. I mean, like, people are wearing pink fishnet stockings on their heads over there.
That's
we have no idea.
The people getting
Just
ready
children
for the Rise Against Hunger packing,
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
but now...
Amandala!
So people are going to be gearing up to come see you perform at the Artscape on the 31st of Jan and the 1st of Feb. What can they expect?
It's going to be a great show. I think watch my Netflix special. There's also the Born Free-ish that's on the thing on the DSTV where you watch things again.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I know what's happening in South Africa. Watch that and please come on. Compy tickets, get your tickets this Friday, Cape Town, come through.
Fantastic. I think it's going to be such a treat. But listen, we're all just taking part in this Dolly Parton challenge, and so we've got your one over there. Your submission, dear sir, over there. Let's see, Loyiso. LinkedIn, yes, I can see that happening. Nice and preppy there in a nice suit. full on.
This is so
Definitely
cruel.
a Daily Show man. And then look at you there on Facebook, giving us a bit of a throwback. When you were a yellow bone as well.
Yeah, look at me, cute as hell.
A lot has changed, clearly.
Yeah,
the cuteness factor has definitely gone out the window. That doesn't exist no more.
I'm a fully grown man.
Let's see you there, Instagram, hanging with the boys. Who's that you're hanging out with?
That's Tats and Gonzo.
Oh, Tats and Gonzo, the guitar man.
That picture is so fake, but we make it look so natural.
On Tinder.
Who is swiping right?
My next question was, do you get a lot of
not
right
a single hand
swipes
that went
over
up.
there? Do you typically get a lot of right swipes to that type
I'm a
of
committed man. I love you, boo. Which camera? I love you so much.
Listen, let us know on Facebook if that picture, the Tinder one over there, is the type of picture you'd swipe right to. But of course, be sure not to miss the hilarious Problem Child, Leiso Madinga. He's performing his latest stand-up at the Artscape Arena. That's here in Cape Town. It's happening on Friday and Saturday. That's the 31st of Jan and the 1st of Feb. Tickets are available from computicket.com, and you do not want to miss it. He's still here with us.
Leiso is a problem child, man.
He does seem like a problem. That smile, even you know. But he looked like a model child in his challenge there, in his Dolly Parton challenge. Very, very sweet. But wishing you only success, brother. Just such a lovely human being there. Sis Princess, you've got a glint in your eye this morning. Are you ready to embrace the Dolly Parton challenge?
Have you done it?
You can do
yes,
it.
you have.
Done it.
You've done it.
Have you done it?
Do we have graphics on this?
Do we have it?
Yes.
Do we?
Oh, can we see? Can
show
we see
me
it? Can we
right
see
now.
it?
Show me right now.
Sister! Swiping right, Nana, just for you. LinkedIn professional, Facebook, who this? And then your Tinder's just like, hi, this is Sis Princess. How may I help you?
I know that. Give me the Tinder look. Give me the Tinder. There it
Give
is.
us the
Don't
Tinder
laugh. Don't laugh. Oh, you've made my day, Sis Princess. Keep them coming. Embrace the Dolly Parton challenge. Have a laugh this morning after the break. Hashtag 1 million plus one meals continues. We've got some amazing young learners helping us pack the next 5,000 meals live on the show. We'll see you in just a moment.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I love it. The sound of the industry. Welcome back. You're live with Expresso, and this is warming my heart. You have no idea the force of will it takes to do this quietly when you've got to be motivated like this to pack meals. So, of course, with your guys' help at home, our amazing Expresso viewers, some unbelievably generous shopping centre sponsors, and some very motivated and inspiring young South Africans like those behind me, we were able to get our hashtag 1 million plus one meal campaign off to the best possible start late last year, taking our meal tally to beyond 200,000 meals already. So to kickstart Mission 2020, that will see us pack the remaining 1 million meals this year. And of course, to say thank you to this incredible bunch, we invited some of the learners and partners who played such an important role to tackle the next 5,000 meals live on Expresso. So please give a very warm Expresso welcome to Khoa Waja, the marketing manager at Kenilworth Centre, Taylor Bladergroen, marketing assistant from Table Bay Mall, my sister from another mister from Rise Against Hunger, Shana Stoffberg, along with the learners from CBC St. John's, Protea Heights Academy, Livingston High School, and Brackenfell High School. Get it, I love you guys. So normally when we do this at the shopping centres, we've got music pumping and people are screaming. Well, I'm screaming over a microphone and getting people into the mode. It's such a heartwarming thing to know that what you're packing is going to go into the belly of a little child. Maybe I can start with you. Massive meal pack at Kenilworth. Huge achievement on the day. Did you think we could do it? Did we do 100,000 in one day?
We doubled what we did the previous year. So we went 50,000 and we exceeded 100,000 in December.
An incredible achievement. What was it like now doing it this year and seeing your shoppers embrace? Because this is the 10th year that you guys have been involved with Rise Against Hunger.
Yes, so it was really exciting, but it was really heartwarming as well to see our community stand together for the schools to come out and help pack 100,000 meal packs over December.
A lot of the learners here, they were so well behaved. You guys were never this well behaved when we were actually at the meal packs. No, they were. They were a shining light, and they've restored my faith in humanity. And Taylor, maybe I can start with you. First of all, you were like the hardest working person at the meal pack. I just have this image of you like just toiling away on the day. So thank you so much for your efforts.
No, well, it's the least we can do. Get involved as well.
Completely. And what I loved about the Table Bay activation, I just remember there were these skater kids, these dudes just walking past, and I was like, come and please help us pack meals. And they were like, okay, cool. And they just came and packed for like 3 hours. They gave up their jaw time on a Saturday to come and pack. How did it make you feel seeing your shoppers, especially the young ones, embrace it like they did?
You know, this cause is, feeding hungry children. So to have the young kids who are our customers get involved was amazing. And our customers at the mall, it was incredible to see how many are so excited to get involved. Like it's very amazing.
It really does reinforce your faith in humanity.
It really does.
Every centre is so different because every person is different. But I've now learned if you provide a way, people will embrace it. They'll do something. Shanaz, so congratulations. This is an everyday gig for you. So thank you so much for all of the effort that you've been putting in. I know we've got a long road to walk this year. But just for those who don't know, where do the meals that we are packing go?
Well, they go directly into our ECD Connect program, and we feed 75,000 children on a daily basis.
Wow. So ECD, that's early childhood development.
Yes.
Paint a picture for us, the conditions that most of these young children, because they are really young children going through a critical phase of development, what is their reality?
Okay, so the first 1,000 days of a child's life is very important. It's the foundation phase. And in many instances, it is the Goko living on the corner who doesn't have a job, who gets to take care of the whole neighborhood's kids. And most of the times, those are the people we go out actively to identify. And we help her to become registered and to become a fine institution, where she provides quality education to these children. And we provide the nutritionally balanced meals. So with the quality of education plus the nutritionally balanced meals, that child is more equipped to go into formal schooling when they reach grade R.
I love it. They say it takes a village, and we are creating that village right now. I've got to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you guys have done and how you've embraced this challenge. I know you're going to do it all over again this year, so good luck with your efforts. Learners, how are we doing, guys? Are you feeling all right? Have you got the energy? We're going to get to 5,000 this morning. But again, thank you so much to all of you who have rallied to the cause. The meals we have packed and will be packing are going to feed some of the country's most at-risk young children. And another huge thank you to the schools, the young people who've helped us so far, all of our partners who've helped us take Expresso to the people. Kenilworth Centre, amazing. Table Bay Mall, amazing. Epic Sonica, Brackenfell Shopping Centre, Somerset Mall. They are amazing partners. And if you'd like to be a shopping centre sponsor, be a part of this life-changing process, please find 1,000,000+1 on Facebook and do it right now. Or you can just engage with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you.
What an amazing initiative,
Over the
right?
great initiative, changing lives in the different communities most affected. And now we're gearing up to get into yet another boxing session. But first, before we do that, we thought we'd take a moment out of the show to remember and pay tribute to a boxing legend here in South Africa who passed away on the 18th of January 2020. I'm talking about Peter Terra Mathebula, who passed away at the age of 67 after a long illness. And his funeral was to be held last week. But tragedy struck the Mathebula family twice as the news came in that his widow, Emma Khabaitsiwe Mathebula, passed away on the eve before Mathebula was to be laid to rest. And of course, the funeral now will be held as a joint funeral, and it will be happening today. And so we're taking time out of the Expresso show to remember this legend, this great in South African boxing.
Absolutely. Now, just a few facts that some people don't know. My grandfather actually used to love him, but he was born in Mohlakeng, Gauteng, on July 3rd in 1952. So Peter, or Terra as we know him, was the first black South Africa to ever win a boxing title, which is absolutely huge. Can you imagine? You know?
Terra. And he originally wanted to become a professional soccer player, which a lot of people actually don't know. But due to being left on the bench repeatedly by the coach, he adopted boxing at the tender age of 13. And of course, the rest was history from there, right?
Yeah, he also broke down so many barriers towards African fighters, and first came to prominence in 1976 when he won South Africa's national flyweight title, and his fearsome skill inside the ring earned him his nickname, as we know him, Terra, of course.
That's where it comes from, Terra. And 4 years later, he made history by defeating South Korean Tae Shik Kim at the World Boxing Association. This happened in Los Angeles in the United States. And of course, South African journalist Arthur Mulisiwa said that Mathebula was not expected to win against defending champion Tae Shik, arguing that the Gauteng-born boxer had in fact been lined up as a sacrificial lamb to boost the South Koreans' winning record. But he went against the odds and he did the unexpected, defeating his much-fancied opponent.
Yeah.
And that was a moment in history.
Absolutely. He also became, after he retired, became a coach and won multiple awards for his achievements and, of course, his contribution to the sport. So, gone, but definitely not forgotten. And our condolences are to the Mathebula family for the passing of Peter Terra Mathebula.
We say salute.
R.I.P. Terra, the loss of an absolute legend. Our condolences, again, I reiterate, go to his family and the boxing fraternity. So now we're going to raise the stakes a little bit on our show with another intense workout. If you want a workout that's going to pack a punch, excuse the pun, then boxing really is an incredible way to learn about your body, but also, I think, inspire you, make you more confident in life, and really activate the body getting active. So, Cindy, you've taken us through some basics already, so we're going to ramp it up a little bit. What are we going to do in the second
So what we want to do now is we want to work on our feet, because remember, in boxing it's all about your stance and you need to block. So you always want to keep your back leg, the front toe, in line with your heel. So you don't want to keep it too close and you don't want to keep it too fast. You can't have that person pushing you over. Also, never lock your knees. So every time you move, first step and then bring the other leg. First step and then bring the other leg. And also when you twist from the hips facing forward, but shoulders straight out. Also important when you're boxing, I noticed a lot of people box with the last two. It's actually the front two, because you need to twist in, and it caused the most damage.
You come across as being so sweet and angelic, but she's actually quite mean. She's quite tough. Okay, so the class is going to be put through their paces. Take it away.
Right, let's go. We're going to start with the right. Cross, cross, jab, 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 side to side, side to side, side to side. Keep moving your feet. Knees always bent, never lock your knees, and you're moving side to side. It's like a dance. Light on your feet, side to side. Good job. Keep going, keep going. We can also change it up so you can walk. So we're gonna go step in, punch, step to the side, punch, step to the side, punch, step to the side, punch. Now we're gonna go right hand, 1, 2, 3, change, 1, 1, 2, 3, change, 1, 1, 2, 3, change, 1. Step, punch. Different combinations of doing it. Now, Wendy, you're gonna go under, punch, under, punch. Good job. Keep going, keep blocking, keep going. Watch your form. Right, let me do it. So we're going in, up, punch, step, punch, step, punch, step, punch, step, punch. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Always watch your form, focus on your breathing. So it's in through the nose, out through the mouth. With every punch, breathe out. You're going. Good job, ladies and gents. Looking good. I remember to say gent this time. Another combination. We're going uppercut. Lower. Every time you strike a punch, twist from the hip, you can burn up to 1,000 calories in a boxing class. Works the entire body. Also, ladies, very important, we do up to 500 crunches in one boxing session. So if you want to lose everything, boxing is the way to go. Whew, I'm tired. What a workout.
For an instructor, you got quite busy, but our boxers have actually earned their active this morning. Not for you, buddy. Not for you, man. You were stellar this morning. Guys, thank you so much. I know it takes a lot to get active this early in the morning, but it's a great way, I think, to embrace your body, to embrace a brand new day. Don't throw in the towel. Getting active and staying fit is easier and a lot more fun than you might think. Boxing is such a great way to do it. All it takes is actually doing it. So go ahead, shake things up a little bit this summer with Clover Active Drink. It tastes delicious apart from anything else. Available in a variety of very exciting flavors, packed with 50 vitamins and minerals, making it your perfect workout partner. So get up and get active, guys. Thank you so much. It tastes nice, eh? It's very, very nice. You've still got the eye of the tiger. I'm actually a little bit nervous. We're gonna take a little bit of a break now. When we return, more meal packing, fun and action, and another amazing performance. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live on SABC3. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. We're off to a really good start as far as the week is concerned. Such a buzz in the studio this morning as well. Lots of excitement, so much feel good. We've got the learners packing meals for Rise Against Hunger, that 1 million plus one. We've got good learners from CBC, St. John's, Protea Heights Academy, Livingston High School, and Brackenfell High School. It's so much excitement going over here. You want to be a part of all of this, so do track the progress, but also do interact with us as far as this campaign is concerned on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Right now, though, it's time for us to delve into the world of tech, ever so exciting with its advancements. What's happening today?
Friend, you don't even know. Now, if you happen to own a phone around 10 or 20 years ago, I don't know, you might have been 5 or something like that, you might well remember sharing songs or other files across Bluetooth, remember?
Yeah, or infrared, I remember that, yeah.
Yes, amongst friends and family. However, while that's still possible today's phones, it's arguably not a feature that's commonly used anymore. Now, actually, Google has revealed plans to develop a new feature called nearby sharing between Android phones. Now, that will allow users to simply drag and drop files between their devices when they're in close proximity to one another. Now, the feature will also allow users to share photos, music, and other files at the push of a button, and will work between phones that are like less than 1 meter away. How cool would that be?
That's a giant leap in technological advancement as far as as sharing of files is concerned, because the truth is we spend so much time in a space where we constantly need to share stuff, whether it's documents for work in a working environment or images. I mean, how many times have you been to a party and wanted someone to share pictures with you and they didn't get them through to you straight away? You had to wait for them to post them on social media for you to get them first. So this is going to change the game completely.
Absolutely. Now, Google envisions the feature as useful for those of us who want to share files without the need for an internet connection, or those of us who don't want to use our mobile data to share files. Now, when the feature will arrive has yet to be determined, though the service will likely arrive in the first half of this year. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
I love it.
I love that, because now we're going to be tech savvy.
Yeah.
I wonder if people will have to accept first, so it's not just like a random drop. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm sure people are going to have to accept first, because can you imagine you're sitting at the mall and you're randomly getting floods and floods of images being sent through by people sitting around. I don't have a Tinder picture. I swipe for the Lord only. But that is incredible. Do share with us any interesting stories that come your way when it comes to tech. And last year, when it comes to tech, we saw the mega release of the Galaxy Note 10. In fact, all of us, the presenters here on the show, we got that phone. We still use our Note 10s, which many have argued is the best smartphone in the world. And building off of that success, Samsung, they kicked off 2020 with the unveiling of their brand new Galaxy Note 10 Lite, which offers all the premium features, which is great, but also it's got the functions that you can expect from a Galaxy, and a whole lot of a lighter price as well. Of course, our biggest techie, Graham, was front and center to get an exclusive first look. Plus, he got to rub shoulders with the likes of Nyovest. Check this out.
It's no secret that I'm a bit of a sucker for new tech, so when Samsung invited me to their latest unveiling, let's just say it didn't take a lot to get me onto a plane and up to Joburg. It looks like we're going to be taking a look today at the brand new Note 10 Lite and 2 new additions to the A series. And it also sounds like the man whose name and face and voice are synonymous with the A series, Casper, might actually be here. Let's take a look. Justin, congratulations on another fantastic launch. We love these launches because it gives us an opportunity to reconnect with the Samsung family. It's become quite personal, which was quite cool, with all your influencers and your techies all here. Mup's a great host again. But of course, at the heart of it, 2 fantastic new devices. Well, 2 new in the A series and the new Note 10 Lite. What's new in the devices that we are relaunching today?
I think, last year we promised about bringing innovation to all. This year we see a couple of key trends coming through. Our customers are saying to us they want even better cameras, awesome cameras. They want better screens, awesome screens, and long-lasting battery life in that regard. So we really delivered on that. So now what you're finding with our A series, the A71, as well as the A51, a quad camera device coming through with a massive, the main camera on the A71, a 64 megapixel camera. Wow. These are specifications that you wouldn't have even found on a flagship device, one of our S series devices a year or two ago.
A51 and the A71, the latest 2 brand new family members of the A series of devices. I love the look and feel of them. I'm blown away by the screen quality alone, but I love the fact, most of all, that pricing is no longer a barrier to owning what is clearly a premium Samsung device. What a win. I can understand why you're looking so proud today, because there's a lot to be proud of. One of the big revolutions for me, the fact that I can now pay with my phone just about anywhere, that's massive. Samsung Pay has changed my life. How many other people's lives has it changed? How has that been received in the market?
Oh, the response has been amazing. And like you said, we just crossed a major milestone of 2 million transactions in just under 18 months. And I mean, we asked the guys, why do you love it? And they say it's simple, it's safe, and you can pay anywhere. So really looking forward to bring this technology to the A series as well and giving it to as many people as possible.
What does the South African market want? What do they look for in a phone?
Big screens, big batteries, awesome cameras.
And maybe Casper's voice waking you up in the morning. That just might be one selling point. But you guys have done a fantastic job today and over the last couple of years. Here's to the Roaring 20s, man. All the best of luck. Casper, first of all, well done today. I know a bit out of your comfort zone, having to get on the stage when there's not a heaving crowd, egging you on. But what was that process like going through, having to think so critically about building the phone? I mean, your face is in there, your voice is in there, your name, you're a part of the DNA of this phone. What was it like going through that process?
When you're working with Samsung, it's a no-brainer when you know that you're working with such a strong brand and a brand that has such quality to offer. So, you know, we didn't have a lot of hiccups. It was just a matter of me trying to be creative to make it more personalized so that, you know, if you're a fan and you're buying that phone just for me, you know, you have that personal touch as well.
And they just want to wake up to your voice every morning. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was something I had to think about. What do I say? But, you know, when I listen to them now, I kind of chuckle because it was a bit humorous.
One last really important question, and this is for our Expresso fans. Can I take a photo?
Oh, yeah. Is that a Samsung?
It is.
It's cool.
Wonderful launch, wonderful opportunity to connect with the Samsung family again. And also, I think today a big part of what brought that authenticity was the reaction, the warmth of Mapsa and Casper as they spoke. Why choose to partner with them?
They live out our brand values, which is our hashtag is called Do What You Can't. Their story, where they've come from, what they've done, actually talks to what our brand really does and how it makes people feel. We actually use them as ambassadors, and we have strategic sessions with them every quarter where they give us a lot of good insights, correction, and they give us clear market direction to say, guys, do it this way, do it that way, etc. This is what it is.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. So I'm assuming you've been able to take the Note 10 Lite out for a test drive. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I've been able to test it out. I'm an avid Note 10 Plus user. So having the Note 10 Lite for me really excites me because it democratizes that level of technology to a market that perhaps wouldn't quite be able to afford a Note 10 or Note 10 Plus, and now makes it a whole lot more accessible to everyone else. I think that's so important. Having that really great user-friendly stylus that is so responsive, having such a great camera and screen, awesome camera, awesome screen, those things that they focus on in the A series is something that you get all across the Notes, but Note 10 Lite, making it something that essentially everyone can have access to.
Infinity O display, a larger and longer battery life, Samsung Pay, extreme security with Samsung Knox. There is very little that is actually light about the new addition to the family except the price. I want.
Very cool. That is incredible. But what I like about Samsung is their ability to listen to the consumer. And when they do produce these devices, it's something that works in our everyday life across the board.
I'm telling you one thing now. 2019 was a big year. 2020 is going to be massive. You get a sense there is something brewing. And I know in February they're going to be making another big reveal.
Oh, man.
I just keep thinking, like, how do they improve?
Yeah.
But every time they are able to do that. And I didn't bring you a phone. I'm sorry. They didn't give us a Note 10 Lite.
No, we've got the Note 10.
But and to be honest, the Lite operates in exactly the same way. So you get the same premium features. They've just kind of shaved a little bit here and there and made a few adjustments to make it more accessible financially. So brilliant.
Well, I look at my Note 10 Plus now, and I think this is practically the best phone out there. I can't imagine it getting any better than that. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what they've got for us. But of course, we've got Rise Against Hunger. The meal packing is going on.
Yeah, man, our learners are hard at work packing our meals. We're going to do another 5,000 meals today, going towards our grand total of hashtag 1 million plus one. We say plus one because we are always looking to the next child to feed until every belly is full. But this is an opportunity to say thank you to some of the major role players who've helped us take it to 200,000 meals already. But Mission 2020 is here. We've got another 800,000 meals to do this year, and we're going to do it with your help. We'll see you now. back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining our live efforts here. We're going to add 5,000 meals today to the hashtag 1 million plus 1 meal campaign tally. We've got some amazing partners and learners who've helped us achieve over 200,000 meals in partnership with the amazing team of Rise Against Hunger so far. So we're now going to welcome Monique Taylor and Vanessa Engelbrecht from IPIC Shopping Centre in Soneca. We've got Anushka from our partners from the Blue Room, hard at work in the background. Virat from Somerset Mall, one of my, I think you were there, one of the OGs who helped me start this whole thing. And of course, my sister from another, Mr. Shana Stoffbeck from Rise Against Hunger here in the Western Cape. And then we've got the most amazing, the real stars of the show from CBC St. John's, Protea Heights Academy, Livingston High School, and Brackenfell High. Give you guys yourselves a round of applause quickly because you are amazing. In fact, turn to each other, turn to the person next to you and say, you are amazing. No, you are amazing. They really are amazing. And that's just a little taste of what we do at the live meal packs in the shopping centres because it becomes a life-changing, life-affirming experience. And I'm going to chat to Monique and Vanessa now. I loved your centre. I loved the energy there. It was one of those where we didn't even have to start telling people what we were doing and people were lining up to volunteer. How did it make you guys feel seeing your shoppers, these consumers at the end of the day, sitting aside their shopping trolleys and actually coming and helping us do this?
Amazing. Lovely feeling. It was a very warm and fuzzy feeling to have the community actually just come together and help other people that are in need.
I love it, man. How does it feel actually packing? It's good if you've got like an OCD, eh?
Yes, it is, definitely.
It's like scratching an itch. I absolutely love it. So, Shanaz, how many meals are we on thus far?
1,296.
Hassle, people, hassle. Shanaz, I'm going to go to you. With the 200,000 meals that we were able to do last year, how many children will that feed?
That fed approximately 150 children. It will feed for 1 meal a day for an entire year.
For a whole year. And that's on you guys. That's on your shoulders. Vinat, I joke saying that you're one of the OGs. We started this, well, you introduced me to Rise Against Hunger, actually. Somerset Mall was a vibe. It was a party atmosphere. It was such a cool opportunity to see what you can do with one of these kinds of activations in your mall. How proud are you of your shoppers and your team at Somerset?
Exceptionally proud. We didn't expect the turnout that we had, and we have to say that we broke the record.
Yes.
Because we estimated to pack in 4 hours and we did it in 2.5 hours.
It's an energy, it's life-affirming, it's life-changing, but most importantly, it's life-changing for the children who receive these meals, who otherwise would not have received a meal that entire day. So we're going to continue our meal packing efforts. Keep it going, peeps. Let's get back into those news headlines.
It's just after 8 o'clock, time for us to take a final look at the news headlines. Starting off here in South Africa with a Gauteng speedster arrested for driving over 300 kilometers per hour on the N1 between Johannesburg and Pretoria. He was yesterday released on bail of 1,000 rand at the Midrand Magistrates Court. Pumlile Ncube was arrested after a video of him speeding on the N1 close to Midrand went viral on social media. In the video, the speedometer shows his speed at 307 kilometers per hour. The case has been postponed to the 13th of March. Police yesterday reiterated that members of the public do not need to wait 24 hours to report a missing person. This comes in the wake of Letitia Janssen's murder. The 15-year-old Graceland Education Centre learner was stabbed and burnt to death in Elsburg on the East Rand last week. Her grandmother said that she was turned away by police and told to return after 24 hours when she reported the child missing on Wednesday. Police have now opened a murder case. In international headlines, the first African drone and data academy in Africa has started operating in Malawi. The academy will develop expertise in the use of drones for humanitarian development and commercial purposes across the continent through a 12-week course. It plans to train some 150 students to build and pilot drones by 2021. Funding from UNICEF's partners will provide free tuition to the first cohort of 26 students from across Africa. The Director General of the World Health Organization has arrived in Beijing to discuss the outbreak of the deadly new coronavirus with the Chinese government and health experts. The number of people who have died in China has risen to 81, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. At least 44 cases have been confirmed abroad, including in Thailand, the US and Australia. China's National New Year holiday has been extended by 3 days to Sunday in an attempt to contain the spread. And now an item to set you wondering, is a Bigfoot-like being known to the indigenous forest people as the Otang really living in the Knysna forest? Author Gareth Patterson, also renowned environmentalist, tells all about his startling discovery of a much more mysterious being than the elusive Knysna elephants in his latest book titled Beyond the Secret Elephants of Mystery Elephants and Discovery, a long-awaited sequel to The Secret Elephants published in 2009. During his research into the Otang, he heard many accounts, mostly spontaneous and unprompted, of Otang sightings in the Knysna forest. Astonishingly consistent accounts, both in descriptions of the Otang and in the shocked reactions of those who saw them. Bigfoot in the US and the Yeti in the Himalayas, and now the Otang in the Knysna forest. Who knows? And now turning our gaze onto the world of entertainment, the 2020 Grammy Award ceremony pushed on this past Sunday night, despite being preceded by a week of reports of an ongoing scandal within the walls of the Recording Academy, the organization that provides, or rather gives out, the prizes. Now, the death of LA Lakers basketball legend Kobe Bryant via helicopter crash just hours before the ceremony also cast a shadow on this year's proceedings. More on that later on in our full 2020 Grammys report. Here's Graham with a final look at the world of sports.
Thanks so much, Uncle Tabsy. Let's kick it off with cricket. England registering a comfortable 191-run win over South Africa in the fourth and final test to clinch the series 3-1 at the Wanderers in Johannesburg yesterday. Proteas were chasing a massive 466 to win. It would have been a record-breaking chase if they had achieved it. Did seem unlikely on the final day. A 98 from Rassie van der Dussen frustrated the tourists, but they came out victorious, with Mark Wood picking up another 4 wickets in that second innings. Then on to our ladies side of the draw. The Protea women's cruised to an 8-wicket win over host New Zealand. That was in their second one-day international to secure the series win with 1 match left to play at Eden Park in Auckland yesterday. The South African bowlers producing a superb performance on the day. Pacer Marizanne Kaap claiming 4 wickets in her 8 overs. The third and final ODI will be taking place on Thursday. Then on to Sevens news. The Springboks Sevens team, they'll be hoping to make a comeback from a very frustrating 10th place at the Hamilton Sevens leg. The team has been drawn in Pool B alongside Argentina, France and Samoa for the Sydney Sevens. That takes place this coming weekend. Now, the 4th stop in the HSBC World Rugby Sevens series will keep the recent change in format, where only the top teams in every pool will advance to the semi-finals, with the quarterfinals being scrapped entirely. Then on to tennis. Tennis world number 1 Rafael Nadal has advanced to the Australian Open quarterfinals. That was after he beat Nick Kyrgios in a thrilling 4-set encounter, 6-3, 3-6, 7-6, 7-6. The Spanish top seed hadn't dropped a set until this round of 16 clash against the hometown favourite Kyrgios. Nadal will now face 5th seed Dominic Thiem in the last 8. And then finally, South African triathlon star Matt Troutman won his 4th Ironman 70.3 South Africa title. That was at Orient Beach in East London over the weekend, with World Triathlon Series 2-time world champion Flora Duffy of Bermuda winning the women's race. Troutman and Duffy won their respective races after being greeted by a 1.9-kilometre ocean swim, 90.1-kilometre bike race and a 21.1-kilometre run. So congratulations to both of them. In fact, all of the competitors who even completed the Ironman, well done. It's been a wash, of course, on social media with some great pictures and videos. And that's where we leave our sport for this morning.
Thank you so much, G. Let's take a final look at what's happening on the roads. Now, if you find yourself in Gauteng, Sandton, there's been an accident on the N1 northbound after William Nicol Drive. The right lane is blocked, so please approach with caution. And then in the Western Cape, Athlone on Klipfontein Road inbound, there's congestion between Calendula Road and the M5. The average travelling speed is 10 kilometres per hour with delays up to 20 minutes. And then lastly, an update on the Metro Rail. There's an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes minutes on all train lines due to signal equipment failure at the Regional Traffic Control Centre. So please be patient while waiting for a train this morning. That was a final look at what's happening on the roads. Here's a final look at the weather with Tabiso.
Thanks a lot, Jamie Lee. Let's take a final look at those sunrise pictures we've asked you to send through. Thank you to Shihloka Valave for your grey skyline, Haken Sangofu out in the Bushbuck Ridge, and Ntokozo Makatini for your blue skyline from Johannesburg, as well as our regular photographer, Nancy Govender, for your beautiful, beautiful picture that you sent through. Alan Rudnicki, another regular of the show. How beautiful was that blue skyline that you sent through from the mother city? Love it. And now we take a final look at the temperatures across the country. We start off with Polokwane, where thunderstorms are expected today. 16 is your low, reaching a high of 26. With Mbombela, times of sun and clouds, 17, that's your low, reaching a high of 27. The capital city, Pretoria, thunderstorms expected over there, 16 minimum with a maximum of 28, and a couple of showers for Johannesburg today, 14, reaching a high of 28 degrees. If you're out in Mahikeng in the northwest, 18 and 31, your temperatures. And Klerksdorp, times of sun and clouds, 15 minimum with a maximum of 31 degrees. Kimberley, 17, reaching a high of 34, with Bloemfontein expecting times of sun and clouds today, 12, reaching a high of 30. And high humidity for Richards Bay, 20 minimum with a maximum of 30. Pietermaritzburg, 14 and 29, and it's a beautiful day out in Durban today, 19, reaching a high of 27. If you're out in Mthatha, high humidity for you, 11, reaching a maximum of 29. East London, 17, that's where you start off, peaking at 26 degrees. Cradock, you've got the lowest temperatures in the country, 10, reaching a high of 34, with a southwesterly wind going at 18 kilometers per hour. That's for the friendly city. Port Elizabeth, 17 and 24. George, 17 and 24 as well over there, with Sutherland starting off at 11 and reaching a high of 28. The mother city, Cape Town, expect that southwesterly wind. It's going at 15 kilometers per hour. 18, that's your low, reaching a high of 28. Was Sunny Worcester at 13 and 32. Springbok, 14 minimum and a maximum of 34. The highest temperatures in the country, that's for Uppington, 18, reaching a hot maximum of 37 degrees. And that's where we wrap up the weather for today. And now time for us to celebrate those birthdays.
Birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
I'm gonna finish this sentence. Yes, this is our time for the birthdays. Lisa, how are you, buddy?
Good. Yes, let's get into it.
Yeah, man, you're giving you an official job. You have the tablet of power there. So we're gonna, I'm gonna send you in there. You're gonna start with where it says Leisha. That's where you're gonna start in just a moment, okay? Hopefully it's, yes, that's in Afrikaans, which I cannot wait to hear you read. But right now, I'm gonna let you guys at home know that you share your birthday with someone quite special. She's turned into a super babe, but of course she plays the slightly nerdy figure of Alex Dunphy on Modern Family. Ariel Winter. She is gorgeous. Look at it. She has blossomed.
Oh, hello. Yes, she has grown into a fine young woman.
She has. She's blossomed. She is gorgeous and very talented as an actress as well. Born in, this is going to make you feel so old, in Los Angeles, California in 1998. So she's 22 years old. How old are you, buddy, if you don't mind me asking?
A gentleman never says.
Okay.
I'm 32. So
are you really? Are you still young, man?
I just moisturize, that's why.
You're a young punk man. Come on. So she is on Modern Family, plays a brilliant character. She was recently seen attending the Spotify pre-Grammys party, channeling an old Hollywood glamour. Look at that. A white corset dress. Her new boyfriend, Luke Benwood. Do we know who Luke Benwood is?
Not at all.
He's a good-looking cat.
He's okay.
He's got them dimples. He's got them Hollywood dimples, man. She posted on her Instagram story about the day she met the late Kobe Bryant as well, saying 11 years ago we filmed an episode at a Laker game that Kobe was guest starring in. He was so kind to us and everyone around him. We are grateful and honored to have met him. I think that sentiment shared by so many people. It's been amazing to see how many Hollywood stars and sportsmen in particular, sportsmen and women, have come out to support her, support him. And Ariel Winter, thank you so much for adding your voice to that. All right, buddy, are you ready?
Yes.
Is jy reg, my vriend?
Alright.
Alright.
Ek wil vir Lucia deploy, my lieflike skoondogter, baie geseënde verjaardag toewens op die 28 van Januarie 2020 of the 20th. Sy is Die 32 jaar oud. Expresso, julle is great. Julle is great. Aniki Nelson van Witbank. Dankie Anissima.
When last did you speak Afrikaans?
High school oral.
100%, bro. You and me, we can relate.
50.
We can relate.
I spoke Afrikaans once after that.
No, that's
sponsored by SAB in Stellenbosch.
That's going into your routine right here. I love that. Do you want to pick it up with Keanu as well?
Keanu! Where am I reading?
There we go.
Happy 11th birthday to Keanu. Hop, may you always be the special little boy God has given us. From Pa John, Cleveland, Liam, Lyra, Lauria, and Mommy Zio.
Oh, happy birthday, Keanu. You are loved, my friend. Then we would like to, speaking of friends, wish my friend Emerentia Lebrant a happy birthday. Please stay as crazy and as sweet as you are, Emerentia. You are truly 1 in a million. I love you. And that's coming from Eleanor. Then a happy 12th birthday to Troy. Troy is a cool name.
Hey, look at Troy.
Troy's got some cred there, man.
Swag, swag.
Morgan. May the Lord God bless you in abundance. Stay as sweet as you are. That's from your uncle, man.
Oh, he won't.
Another one comes through for Lucanio. A happy 8th birthday. Have a blessed day, my boy. The next one also comes through to Mackie. I wish my special little munchkin, Mackie Moo, Maxine, a very special 11th birthday. We love you very much and stay as cheeky as you are. Lots of love. Mom, Dad, Tay, and Ethan. Look at that proud game as coming through strong.
Mackie Moo, the Western Cape might have better fish, but the Eastern Cape girl caught you hook, line, and sinker. Happy 32nd birthday to Jolianne Bavuma. I love you from your babe, Erica. Jolianne, you lucky
You're a lucky fish. He's a lucky fish.
He's a lucky fish.
He's a lucky fish. And I'll round us off with one last one here. Here's to 21 years of precious memories, special moments, and loved ones who will never leave your side. We are proud of you, of the person that you are. May you be blessed today and always. Happy 21st birthday. That's a big one. Happy 21st to Cullen. Love from all your cousins and family members. Cullen, everyone is weighing in to wish you a happy birthday, man.
Serious posing there, but
You did a good job. You did a very good job.
Verjaarsdag.
Verjaarsdag. Thank you for having me for these verjaarsdags.
Hey, thank you. Are you ready
Please
for
don't
the?
forget mine.
Are you ready for the omelette challenge? Because you're going to be omelette challenging.
Yeah, I'm a serious cook, guys.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You're going to crush him, Jamie Lee. She's going to crush you. Like
I don't know why are we high-fiving if it's a competition.
You can send your birthday dedications through to birthdays@cordova.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
From some stunning verjaarsdag wishes coming through here on your Feel Good Breakfast show to some angelic sounds. I'm talking about the Opera Angels. They are still hanging out with us here, giving us such feel-good vibes on a Tuesday morning, just the way you want to start your day. So thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us and doing this with the Opera Angels. Of course, the performances don't stop. They're here with another one that's going to really just have you feeling like you've stepped into heaven. It's Napolitan songs. I'm talking about Matinada and O Solo Mio. Take it away.
Come sto in
Really? What are we talking about? Wow, guys. I mean, each and every single one of these performances you've given us, you're taking us to a whole new level with every one of them. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa Engelbrecht. We've got Lindsay Thompson and, of course, Mark Klute joining us here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Keep the love flowing in. I'm checking all those comments here on Facebook. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. We'll see you after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live on SABC3. It's a Tuesday morning, and we've been off to a feel-good start of note. Wow, such inspiration here in the studio. People who've come together to change the lives of children who very much need it. We've got the Rise Against Hunger team over here. The students from various schools across Cape Town, around Cape Town, who've come together to pack meals. So far, I believe 1,700 plus meals have been counted. And I think that is just so mind-blowing, and it just shows you what we can achieve when we come together. This is Rise Against Hunger, and they're doing this together with that 1 million plus campaign, which is absolutely fantastic. It is a Tuesday, and Tuesdays are all about health discussions. And this morning, we're talking about meningitis, which can be a very serious disease. It is sometimes hard to detect and can strike at any age. However, children and adolescents can be most vulnerable to contracting meningococcal infections, and children under the age of 5 are at the highest risk of all age groups. So it is alarming. The signs and symptoms of meningitis, they may vary from person to person, but here to tell us more and unpack this, tell us more about meningitis, please welcome multimedia health specialist and our favorite, Dr. Darren Green.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Maybe let's start right at the beginning. What is meningitis and what is meningococcal disease?
Okay, so meningitis, like all the itises, it just means inflammation, the itis part of the word, and then meninges refers to the 3 layers that surround the brain. So like cling wrap wrapped around the brain tightly is the first layer called the pia mater, and then there's another layer called the arachnoid mater, and the last one, the dura, PAD, a pad, around the brain, and inflammation of those membranes around the brain is what we refer to as meningitis, with multiple causes that can obviously cause irritation and inflame those membranes.
I think anyone who's ever heard about meningitis may have heard that there's two sort of different types of it. Presents in two ways. You either get bacterial or you get viral meningitis. What is the difference between these two?
Sure, those are the two main groups, but there are other causes like fungal meningitis as well, especially in HIV-affected patients. And then, of course, you even get parasitic infections that can give you meningitis. You mentioned one called meningococcal. That's caused by a bacteria called Neisseria meningitidis. And then another one that's quite common and one of the biggest causes of death is the pneumococcal, Streptococcus pneumonia being the cause, bacterially.
Yes.
The viruses, on the other hand, enteroviruses are some of the biggest ones. You even get HIV that can affect and give you meningoencephalitis. So, yeah, certainly a host of bacteria, a host of viruses, and the most common being those two, meningococcal, pneumococcal, and some of them lead to dire consequences.
I read something yesterday that something as bad as like toothache or bad tooth can actually cause meningitis. Is this true?
Is that bedtime reading? Amazing, amazing. So an abscess, for example, can introduce infection, especially if it bursts and it infiltrates and it's big, can enter the bloodstream, and then you have obviously what's called a bacteremia, which is the presence of the bacteria in the blood, and then that can get to the brain in different ways. So the different ways of getting meningitis or getting the infection from other places in the body to the brain, but we'll talk about that.
It does sound like there are many different ways in which you can get meningitis, and sometimes it can be hard to find or to see just by looking at, obviously.
Until it's too late.
Until it's too late, and that's the problem. But what are some of the signs and symptoms of meningitis that you may present with?
There's a triad or triangle that we try to educate people on, and it's headache, fever, and neck stiffness being the three main symptoms. So a headache is non-specific. Anyone can have a headache.
Yes, any
fever
day,
can
any
be
time.
associated with any disease. But the meningism or the neck stiffness, and what we call in clinical terms terminal neck stiffness, we ask the patient to put their chin on their chest. And as you go down right at the end, you'll feel it's really stiff and pulls because of the irritation. Also, must refer to the meninges as not just surrounding the brain, but the spinal cord as well. So you can get inflammation of the meninges around the brain and the spinal cord.
Whoa, okay. Well, there's a lot, it seems, to unpack when it comes to meningitis. It seems a very simple and very straightforward type of situation of a disease or virus, but it sounds like there is so many layers to it. And we invite you to weigh in on the conversation. Join us. Ask any questions to Dr. Darren Green. We'll be sure to pose them to him right here on the couch. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, as we continue with part 2 of our discussion.
Lisa, we're having a lot of fun connecting with you this morning, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are we on?
We are. We're live on TV right now. Just don't say anything outlandish.
No one says action on...
No, we don't even have a clapperboard or anything. That's how it is. Buddy, we set up a little coffee shop right for you here because that's how much we appreciate having you here. How do you take your coffee in the morning, dude?
Just with milk, man. Coffee and milk.
Earlier, you gave about a half an hour.
Because when I explained to them that I like a cortado, people looked at me funny. Then I was like, okay, cool, can I have my coffee with oat milk? And then people were like...
I looked at him funny.
In Cape Town, how do people look at you funny?
For oat milk? I feel like you're generalizing. I think you're generalizing. So what, in 4 ways, you can't order with oat milk?
Yes. So I asked for a double shot.
Okay.
With half the amount of milk you would put into a normal cappuccino,
but frothed up. Okay, so like a flat white? Is that similar? Is it same?
Yeah, flat white. Yeah, cortado. Cortado. This is what Tata fought for, so that we could have cortados.
There it is, the inappropriate. I was just waiting for it. Yeah, no, it's yours, dude. It's yours. Okay, so we're going to embrace the omelette challenge after this. Please, dude, be awesome in the omelette challenge. Be awesome.
I'm going to crush it.
He's going to... The eggs.
Eggs are my thing.
We'll see you for that after the break. But good.
A taste loved by those who have tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Apply for your American Express Gold or Platinum card and get 20% off your food bill, or a complimentary appetizer, or a free bottle of wine every time you use your card at participating taste restaurants around the country. Apply now at americanexpress.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, you beautiful people, your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on SABC3. It's a Tuesday. We're talking health. This morning, we're specifically focusing on meningitis. We've been looking at some signs and symptoms. We're joined by Dr. Darren Green. We're expanding on this conversation, looking at how to treat it. Is it even contagious? How to prevent it? And why children are so much more susceptible. So we invite you to weigh in. Join us in this conversation by asking any questions you may have for the good doctor on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, with that hashtag Expresso Show. Thank you so much for sticking around, Dr. Darren Green.
Absolutely.
You're going nowhere, and you've got some guests joining us over there as well.
My friends, yeah.
Who is more? We were speaking about this. You said that kids are more susceptible to get meningitis. Why is that so?
Normally, the immune system of the child is still in a development phase, and that's why they're more prone to opportunistic infections.
Yeah.
But luckily, they're vaccinated, so that helps them get a pre-photo of what's to come in life and the exposure, so that when they do, when they are exposed, at least they've been warned and the immune system is primed for that specific bacteria or virus.
I'd like us to expand on the signs and symptoms, because I think that is such a layered one and a layered area to get into that it's not an easy one to just brush over.
Exactly.
Let's go into detail on that.
Yeah, so the top three symptoms, headache, fever, and I mentioned neck stiffness. But you can present in many ways. You could just have visual disturbance. You could have concentration and focus and attention issues. You could have significant alteration of your memory because of which part of the brain is affected as well. And then seizures and sleepiness, fatigue, absolutely riddled with body pain in the muscles as well. And then nausea and vomiting due to the raised pressure that can occur as well in the brain can also be a symptom. So from GIT all the way to musculoskeletal, all the way then obviously to sleepiness and your level of consciousness can also be considered.
How does one then contract this disease, and is it contagious? Yes, I was trying to get the word.
Yeah, so if you think about the brain, you've got the brain with these three lovely wrapped up layers around it. Yeah. So you can introduce infection to those layers around the brain by a penetrating skull wound, so a skull fracture and infection from the environment or soil getting in there. Then you can also get it from blood, from an infection elsewhere in the body. You mentioned a tooth abscess that's not treated. We can speak about things like sinusitis, for example, as well, that's not treated properly. And then it can cross the blood-brain barrier. Interesting to note, however, we so wonderfully created that the blood vessels in the brain are different to the rest of the body. The blood-brain barrier involves the lining of those blood vessels. The cells are packed in a different way, tight junctions.
Different to everywhere else in our bodies.
Different, so that you don't allow the passing through on the membrane of any other molecules, so that the brain tissue is protected from certain molecules. But with certain clever bacteria. We mentioned those two, meningococcal strain.
Yeah.
You get them obviously tricking some of the surface antigens, or antibodies rather, on the surface of those blood vessels, sneaking through, and that's how they cross the blood-brain barrier when you obviously immunocompromise this.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't got meningitis, the next question you probably have is, how do I prevent myself from getting it?
Yes.
Can you prevent it, and how do you do it?
Well, I think the onus is on vaccination, specifically for the two lethal causes of meningitis. As a parent, you're really going to regret it if your child does contract meningococcal meningitis or pneumococcal meningitis specifically. Haemophilus influenza is another one, but it's also on the immunization schedule and covered in our schedule. So firstly, that's the first thing. Then secondly, if you know that someone has had meningitis, they are contagious 3 days into that, and also up to about 10 days. So be aware of that.
A lot of space to contract.
Yeah, and often these infections, as in most cases with the body, are only able to take over when your immune system drops.
Yes.
But early recognition, early queries at your practitioner to be examined, I think, are very important, because it's quite fast-tracked once that happens. So don't hesitate, rather ask.
Yeah, and get vaccinated, which is very important here, especially with children. In fact, speaking of children, we are going to specifically delve into the issue of children. We'll look at the side effects of meningitis. We'll look at the elderly, because they are also can be compromised, their immune systems, as well as what the long-term effects are. So if you have any questions around that, please get them through to us. Thank you, Dr. Darren Green.
Great.
So I'm getting up close and personal with some amazing young people. Many of them I've met at our actual meal packing events at the various shopping centres, who have helped us out by sponsoring meal packing activations in our effort to reach hashtag 1 million plus 1 meals for Rise Against Hunger. And we're going to do it this year. We did 200,000 last year. We've got another 800,000 to go. But I know I can do it with a motivated workforce like this. Just amazing young human beings. So we've got learners here from CBC St. John's. Can I get a whoop whoop from CBC? There we go. Protea Heights Academy. There we go. Livingston High School. There we go. And Brackenfell High. There we go. I know you guys are amazing. I know I forced you to look into each other's eyes and tell each other how amazing you are. I want you to look into each other's eyes and say, you are still amazing. You're still amazing. Because you are still amazing. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to connect with Brackenfell High School first. Okay, first of all, introduce yourself. Anywhere.
Okay, hello, I'm Cassidy. I'm grade 11 and I'm from Brackenfell.
Cassidy, why is your school so cool? Because not every school that we called to join us did, but Brackenfell embraced it. Why did you guys get involved?
Because we have a lot of clubs that do stuff like this. We do projects like this. We genuinely care about the community. We do cleanups. We go out and we help old people, and we make them feel better. And we just genuinely care about everyone.
You're doing it with me right now. I'm an old person compared to you guys, and you're making me feel better about life. Okay, then we move over to CBC in the house. You're wearing that hairnet. You are making that hairnet work for you. So introduce yourself first of all.
Hi, I'm Thomas from CBC. I'm in grade 10.
And how's grade 10 going?
It's good, a little bit tougher than grade 9, but I'm enjoying it.
That's the idea, man. It's supposed to raise the stakes. CBC have been at so many of our meal packing events at multiple centres for multiple years now. What is it about your school that made you guys embrace this like you have?
Well, a big part of our school is service. And so we try our best to help people in any way that we can. We visit a lot of animal shelters and retirement villages, and we try our best to come here as much as we can and pack food. We also do beach cleanups and stuff like that.
Busy, man. Young people have evolved since I was a young person. It's so awesome. Then we move on to...
Zahida. Hi, I'm Zahida from Livingston High.
Say it, girl. If you're excited, just express yourself. Your dad has been here taking photos as well. He's just very good. What's your dad's name?
Sinead.
You're a legend, buddy. A legend in the making. You guys really embraced the challenge as well, and you were like a force to be reckoned with at the meal packing event, adding so much energy. So thank you so much for that. Why did your school get involved?
My school likes helping people, so my school likes to do this kind of stuff, like helping. I'm sorry, I'm like really nervous.
It's okay.
So
look at the support, the inter-school support there is so sweet,
our
man.
school has a current affair and welfare society that like it's where learners come together and they learn about what's happening in the world, and then sometimes we have activities in our school just for like learners and family and friends and things, and it's really great because like, yeah.
No, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So thank you so much for your efforts individually and as a school. Very lastly, it's Monique on the end there.
Melissa.
Melissa, I'm sorry, I've got my eyes. I'm trying to read your name badge. Representing who? Introduce yourself for me.
I'm Melissa from Frotia Heights Academy. I'm in matric now, so this is my last year doing this as part of our Interact group. Yes, I'm very proud. I'm the chairperson as well since grade 10. Yes. Our school, each year we have a motto. Last year it was Be More Awesome, and this year it's Stronger Together. Last year the Interact was a success. We were more awesome, and now we are going to be stronger together.
You're proving that today. Guys, thank you so much. We're almost at, unbelievably, our 5,000 mark for today. That's 205,000 meals we will have done so far. Just, around 800,000 left to do, but we can do it with your guys' help as well. Thank you so much to all of our amazing shopping centre partners who've helped. If you want to get on board and sponsor a meal packing event, find 1 million plus one on Facebook, or you can email Andriana at theblueroom.co.za. We'd love to connect with you. Do something amazing to change a young child's life. Can you guys give yourselves a round of applause to all of our amazing young learners? Thank you so much. Well done.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. We're nearing the end of the show, but of course we're still continuing with our conversation, our health discussion on meningitis. We've invited you to send in any questions or comments you may have for Dr. Darren Green, who joins us this morning. And you have, who have we got there?
Rochelle Williams came through and she says, my daughter had bacterial meningitis.
Oh, wow.
She struggles so much in school, she can't stay focused. Please, can you recommend any herbal medicine to help her focus, please?
I'm not an expert in herbal medicine, unfortunately. So what I can tell you is that the complications of meningitis are numerous, and one of them could be things like focus and attention. Obviously, your brain goes through quite a lot of challenge and stress with that inflammation on the surface of the brain. So she would definitely benefit from seeing an occupational therapist that could help her with exercises to redevelop some of those areas that could have been harmed during the infection. And a lot of them involve, obviously, home processes that she could do and incorporate into the class routine, but also the home routine.
Oh, wow.
We have another comment that came through from Ntando Nkosi. She says, Doctor, you mentioned all the different types of meningitis with regards to the causative organisms. I would like to ask which of them is the most prevalent and the most fatal. Also, what are the complications with regards to a child's development? Thank you.
Very good question.
Great question.
Very good question.
We mentioned meningococcal disease. That's lethal. It's marked particularly by a purple-red rash. We see it associated with the altered level of consciousness, with the fever, and so forth. And we know, every young doctor, even as a houseman, knows when they see that rash, it's a purple-red rash, what we call a purpuric rash, it's a sign. You start the medication immediately, and that person or child would need to be transferred to an ICU or high care unit. So that's one of the most lethal types, firstly, and so is pneumococcal meningitis in adults as well. The other one that I haven't mentioned yet is TB meningitis.
Oh, is there
tuberculosis. So TB doesn't just affect the lungs. It affects, obviously, obviously the central nervous system and the spine, can even affect the liver, the gut, the abdomen. So remember that TB meningitis is rife and the most common form of meningitis that we have here in the Western Cape as well.
Wow. So, I mean, but let's talk about children. Yeah. Should parents be vaccinating their children? Should they getting their babies and their young children vaccinated? And what are the consequences of not vaccinating?
Sure. So if you don't vaccinate, your child is then obviously exposed to the infection at any time. Yeah. And then you must also remember that vaccination is only as good as the herd that's vaccinating. Yeah. It's called herd immunity. So you have immunity, and the only way we eradicated smallpox, which killed millions of the world population, is by vaccinating absolutely everybody. Thus the emergence of resistant strains of things like polio and measles, even in the UK quite recently, because of us not all doing it. So that is important. People always ask me, what are the side effects of a vaccination? Yes. And the ones that are important to know about are things like know if your child has an allergy to specific things like eggs. Some of the vaccinations are grown and make use of the protein in eggs. So that's important to mention. And then the local area where you are vaccinated, either on the thigh or in the arm, you could have quite significant redness and swelling for a few days. The child could be more irritable and so forth. But normally all those symptoms go within a period of 5 to 7 days completely. So that's normal for anyone that has a reaction locally.
Yeah. You know what, this conversation could go on and on and on, and it's a big one that we need to start paying attention to. But of course, we haven't got all the time with Dr. Darren Green, but thank you very much for joining us. Pleasure. You've really introduced us to the idea of going out there, learning more about meningitis, and also paying attention when you do see these signs and symptoms, and many people can and do present with them very often, and sometimes we brush them off as, she's exhausted, she's tired, she's not focusing, she's very playful, she's very absent-minded, but sometimes it can be quite serious. Make sure that you learn about it and arm yourself with that information. Thank you so much, Dr. Darren Green.
Bye. So we're about to partake in the classic Expresso Omelette Challenge. For those who don't know, this is how it works. Our guest, he is a popular comedian, Loyiso, 2 small eggs, Madinga, and our very own Jamie Lee Domberg have 2 minutes to fully cook and plate an omelette that I have to eat. Okay, the goal is to finish first, and as quickly as possible in the 2 minutes, you've got to present an omelette that is edible, guys, because I have to eat your edible omelette. Please make it edible. And then, of course, the best omelette I'm the choice I choose. Okay. Okay. I own this kitchen from that perspective. It's tough.
I'm nervous.
You said you were really
good.
very competitive person.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not smart enough to make it anymore.
Okay, so guys, are your pans on? Your pans are on. Okay, if you need to turn it up, okay, there's the big side. So you turn it that way towards the.
For the
here's
big
your
side.
one. Here's your thing. You turn it. That's up. That's down. That's up. That's down. Okay. Up, down. Cool.
Okay.
All right, and you start your challenge in 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. Okay, so Jamie Lee got the oil in there first. I told you I'm on a diet, eh?
Yes.
I told you I'm shredding for the wedding, girl.
Shredding for the wedding.
For the wedding. So you're both going with a full 3 egg complement. Okay, can we have a countdown? How far are we? I'm guessing we're at least halfway through our first minute. 1 minute and 45 left. Okay, 15 seconds, that's good. Whisk, 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 whisk.
Why are you singing?
Are you whistling a happy tune? Wow. That is very Kill Bill-esque.
You don't have any allergies, right?
Look at that. Like, how did you get so far ahead of Jamie in such a short amount of time? Listen to his omelette bubbling. Have you even whisked that omelette, girl? Get it in there. Get it in there. Okay, it's an omelette, not scrambled eggs, eh?
Thank you very much.
I don't want scrambled eggs, I want an omelette,
An omelette, oh.
Yeah, not scrambled eggs, I want an omelette, eh? I'll eat it either way, but make it sexy and make it good, okay? Nice, nice, Jamie Lee. It's still looking very eggy.
It's okay, it's gonna come together.
Wow. You actually look like you know what you're doing, Lisa. You really do. Get it, heat in that thing. I don't want to be eating. I'm not want a milkshake, eh? I know I'm distracting you. I am, but come on. 50 seconds remaining to produce an edible omelette. Jamie, I feel like you were doing so well.
This is a deconstructed omelette.
Oh, that's so cooking show. Wow, your art. Oh my goodness.
Go.
I feel like you hit it. Have you finished your omelette already?
You must
wow, with a bit of seasoning. 27 seconds
I'm
legs.
my last. You need to give me a 10-second countdown.
I'll give you the 10-second countdown. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Has that ever happened before that someone has finished with enough time to languish?
Why won't you let me
10,
care?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So there, I'm going to give bonus points, okay? Bonus points for having finished first. Bonus points for having had a sip of your milk very nonchalantly after you had finished. I thought that was really stylish. Bonus points for finishing, just because you finished. Okay, so guys, who do you think is going to win here?
I think because he was trying to be like bougie and finish under 2 minutes, how does that like even work? Because we don't even if it's real.
Omelet's got to be creamy in the middle. Creamy.
Creamy, not raw, eh?
Not raw. Creamy in the middle.
Okay. But look, on presentation, I'm going to say, Lucy, you're streaks ahead. Jamie, this is interesting. It's cooked through.
I feel like Nicole would give me like 10 out of 10 for this. Our food stylist would be like, I see the eye that you have for this.
Okay, not bad. It's eggy, it's nice.
Monsieur.
Hey.
I can't believe you did it, and you were like, hey?
I'm not just a piece of ass, bro.
Look at that.
Come, Bob and Bella, let's taste this omelette.
Oh, you don't trust? Feeding a nation here.
I feel like I owe you money.
Thank you very much.
I feel like I owe you money
Thank you
for
very
that omelette
much.
because I'm going to finish that omelette because it is so good.
Me and Princess are opening up Princess Coffee Shop. And we're having omelettes as our...
Princess and omelette, that's what it's going to be called. Buddy, you have achieved greatness on this show. All the best. Like, quickly, details for the show. How can people see you? Where can people see me? The pain. The pain. You're at the Artscape Theatre.
Artscape Theatre, Friday and Saturday this week. That's the 31st and the 1st of January. Come through. Copy ticket. Tickets are limited. That's what we say. We want you to buy now rather than
go out
later.
and do it. It'll be worth it. He is a funny, funny human being, guys. Well done. Round of applause, please, for Lisa. 2 small eggs, Madinga. We'll see you after
3
the break.
big eggs!
Just relax, it's just us two. Just do you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. It's a Tuesday morning.
Where are you looking, my dear?
Where are you looking?
We are all there on this show.
But of course, you heard that sound. It's time to let you know what is hip and happening on Mzansi Hood. What is happening in entertainment news?
Well, a lot happening. As reported earlier, 18-year-old alternative pop singer and songwriter Billie Eilish, she made a clean sweep at the 2020 Grammy Music Awards on Sunday night. Fantastic stuff, winning the night's 4 major categories. I'm talking about Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist and Album of the Year. And she obviously has cemented herself, in the record books as being only the 2nd person to ever do it. And this obviously came after the yacht rock originator Christopher Cross accomplished this feat in 1981. Of course, Eilish is also the youngest solo album of the year winner, 2 years younger than previous record holder Taylor Swift, who won 20 when she won for Fearless at the 2010 Grammy Grammy Awards, big time. And now Billy and her producer, songwriting partner and brother, Phineas O'Connell, they seem to get increasingly overwhelmed by their success, as you can imagine, do you know what I mean? As it evidenced by their acceptance speech for their Song of the Year. Take a look at this.
To me, we didn't write a speech for this because we didn't make this album to win a Grammy. We didn't think it would win anything ever. We wrote an album about depression and suicidal thoughts and climate change and being the bad guy, whatever that means. And we stand up here confused and grateful.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
now
What a time.
another-
Loyiso, are you a fan of Billy?
I have no idea who that child is.
You don't know Billy?
No idea, but she's doing well with her Boxberg haircut. It's really great. She's doing very well.
I have nothing to
It's
say
really
about
great.
it.
You are,
Okay,
you
well,
are
look at
shady.
other big winners, other big moments.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, a relatively newcomer who had a big night was the multi-talented vocalist, songwriter, and my boo-boo Kitty,
Yeah.
was Lizzo, who scooped the Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Urban Contemporary Album, and Best Traditional R&B Performance Awards. Now, the genre-bending wonder that is Old Town Road remixed by rapper Lil Nas and country singer Billy Ray Cyrus nabbed 2 awards, which is Best Pop Duo Group Performance and Best Music Video. Yes!
Oh, I'm gonna take my horse to the road. I'm gonna ride till I can't go on. Was a big night indeed. Listen, why don't you weigh in? Hey, listen, that man knows how to bring the fashion extravaganza to any red carpet. But of course, casting a somber tone over the proceeding was the devastating news of LA Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant. Obviously, his death just hours before the ceremony was due to start. And with the event taking place at the Lakers' home stadium of Staples Center, thousands of adoring fans, they paid tribute outside the venue and inside. And Kobe was honored with multiple tributes alongside slain LA rapper and philanthropist Nipsey Hussle, who was gunned down outside his own store last April. So it was a bit of a bittersweet type of event over there, but big wins over their new artists, just completely making waves and dominating. Now we are there. Now we are there.
You're cutting me out of the shot.
Completely dominating. Why don't you let us know who your standout wins were? We'll be checking those out on Facebook on Expresso Morning Show SABC3. But congratulations to all the winners, right?
Yeah, congratulations to all you guys. Keep doing what you do, inspiring the children, making the babies want to sing in the shower.
Yeah, winners of all hairstyles.
Of all hairstyles, whatever gets your attention, man. We love the Instagram children.
Oh, man.
Silly people. Shush. Of course, you can see Lisa performing live at the Artscape, and you can see this incredible duo stood and sat beside me performing an operatic songbook at the Paul Clavier Amphitheatre on the 15th of February, so keep those Valentine's Day feels going just a little bit longer. They kick off at 7 o'clock, tickets costing just 220 to 250 Rand. And after the taste they've given us of their incredible style, very unique way of approaching their music, I suggest you do it. And they're going to close out right now with one of my favorite songs of all time. First of all, there's Some Things Are Meant to Be from Little Woman, and then Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I present the Opera Angels.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air. We'll ascend until we're out of sight. Light as paper, we'll soar.
Expresso morning show made with love by Clover.
Let me go now.
Another feel-good production.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her